Getting everybody situated. Make it funky. Hit me one time. Oh, boy. BJ, what's good with you? Let me see if I get the usual suspects in here. It's gonna take a minute. I know Zara has something to say. Let's see. Him one. Who else? There you go. But what up, man? Yeah, man, I wanted to talk about Will Smith last night. Talked about it a little bit this morning on Facebook Live. It was like 60 people in there, and everybody can't talk at once because, you know, you're going to have 3 additional folks sharing their views. So thought I'd come to Twitter Spaces because you have a lot more people engaging, and rotating from speaker to listener is a lot easier on Twitter versus Facebook Live, where the requests be popping up, but you don't really see them like that. So we're going to keep it going, man. Everybody got their personal opinion with the situation. So I just folks wanted me to do another one. So that's why I'm doing on Twitter now. The one on Facebook, I think we talked for probably I had like 30 minutes this morning. I wish I had longer, but I didn't. And it was a good conversation. So if you want to request, just request. No right or wrong answers here. Everybody just giving their view, their stance on the situation. Me personally, I don't condone like the smack, but I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understood why he went up on stage and smacked Chris. Did I want to see it? Nah, I didn't want to see those two go at it on stage during the Oscars. I know how it's going to be received. I know the backlash that's going to come from it, and I know everybody. I know it's going to get overshadowed because Will did win his first Oscar for King Richard, which was a dope movie. So that's what gets lost in all of this. But yeah, I'll let the gentleman speak that piece. My dog said in here. I know he been waiting to speak since this morning. We was on Facebook, so I know he got some words to share. But yeah, go ahead. Whoever ready, man, go ahead and share your views, man.
Yo, if I'm a comedian, bro, and Will Smith is out there for this next next event, I'm frying the fuck out of his wife. Just to see.
You gonna fry his wife?
I'm going.
Hold on, I can't hear you. You sound like a robot, bro. You sound like a robot. Hold on, Darian. You sound like a robot. Hold on, you might have to check your connections because I could barely understand what you're saying. Tremaine, I see your hand up. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
There we go. It's clear.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, you clear.
All right. Good. What's up? You ever see someone get slapped so hard you book a dentist appointment?
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what happened last night. He hit him so hard. I sent a text message to my dentist, said I need to see you first thing in the morning. That was. I'm curious to know. How Will Smith feels now, knowing that Chris Rock didn't know about Jada's medical condition.
Somebody said they had a conversation beforehand.
Oh well,
I don't know what's true and what's not. So.
Yeah, from my understanding, Chris Rock had no idea about her condition. He thought she was just doing a new hairdo, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'd be curious to know what he thinks now. And then I don't know if you heard about the statement that Denzel Washington told him. Yeah, be careful because when you're at the top, That's when the devil wants to attack you the most. That was powerful.
Yeah.
You always trust Big Papa coming in and speaking wisdom to your life. So yeah, those just few of my random thoughts, man. Hope you're doing well today, bro.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Appreciate you.
Do I still sound like a
What
robot?
up, Darren? No, you good now, bro.
Hey, so
He said
real
when
quick,
I chime in too.
real quick. So
Yeah.
respectfully, right? Respectfully, it is not Chris Rock's job to know everybody's ailments before he makes a joke. It's not his job to do that, bro. He's there to entertain. You know what I'm saying? If he felt so strongly about his wife or feeling a certain type of way, he would have swung in August when he seen her.
Whoa, you know that? Hold on. I see everybody keep going in that, but no, go ahead.
Nah.
Y'all. Go ahead. Go.
But nah, like, okay, it just keeping it face value, right?
Yeah.
He makes a joke. He just fried this whole couple before him. You know what I'm saying? He's not supposed to know. How is he supposed to know that he can't make a certain joke about Jada? See, these are people that it ain't nobody that they don't know. They've known each other for years. You know what I mean? So I feel like, bro, like to even come up and you felt the need to get up and having to slap somebody. You could have did that. You could have sent a text. There's a bunch of different ways you could have did it. I can't tell you how to react. I don't know what's going on in your household. But say what would happen? What would have happened if his whole security team was there and Will Smith would have got his ass whooped on national TV and Jada's at home sleeping just fine while he all lumped up at home? You know what I'm saying? Like it's little things like that. People now you got Chris Rock, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that people won't think of this before, but now it's like, okay, now you think he's sweet because he didn't react the way that everybody probably would have reacted. Anybody normal. So, I mean, hey, maybe I'm wrong, whatever.
Nah, you got your stance. Nah, stand on your stance.
I got mixed feelings on that because at one point you're right, but on the same token, and you know, you've been a comedian, I'm an actor myself, so I've been to some award shows, not that caliber, but part of it, yes, about him maybe not knowing, but at the same time, you know, when you go to events like that, they have scripts. They got a prompter in the background, and you have publicists or whatever that, you know, I don't know if it was something that was known beforehand or something that maybe just triggered Will Smith, but you also have people that, you know, looking at, knowing what you're going to say throughout the evening, and they have key points like, hey, listen, this right here, X, Y, and Z is a sensitive subject. Maybe don't go this route. Maybe don't say that. So I halfway get what you're saying, but at the same time, you know, not to fault Chris Rock, if it was known and if it was as touchy of a subject as apparently it triggered to be, someone should have had enough courtesy to come up to Chris and be like, hey, stay out of these waters tonight.
It's not nobody's responsibility to do that, though. If that would have been,
hold on. But Darren,
let me finish.
You know, like if somebody going through something, bro, come on, man. Especially if y'all supposed to be like, I put to you like this. He took shots at Jada in 2016 on some disrespectful stuff. Like, as a comedian, are you allowed to always say I'm just a comedian and just you can say what you want to say? That's my question. Because I see people keep saying it's a joke.
Are we all born yesterday? I'm kind of confused because, I mean, this is behavior that's always been shown. You don't go into a situation not knowing what's going on, especially if you're sitting in the front row. What are we talking about?
Hold on, let me get JT here because he had his hand up. Go ahead, JT.
Yeah, y'all hear me? I'm at work, so I want to make sure y'all can hear me.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, so, I appreciate it, man. How y'all doing? How you doing, Bob?
Good, bro. Glad you could chime in.
No problem, man. Yeah, I had a couple of people that hit me up on the situation as well. And like I tell people, I don't want to compare apples to oranges. I had some people that they was on me hard about the Juwan Howard situation when it happened. Because I was like, the same thing that you said about this, I said about that. I said, I ain't saying it's right, but I understand it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a little bit different situation. Juwan Howard was walking through the line, man grabbed him, words were exchanged. Next thing you know, somebody is putting their hands on somebody. That doesn't mean it's right, but that was a heated situation more than this was. I feel like as Will Smith, a black icon, I mean, the man's been in entertainment for a long time. You can't put on your $1,000 suit, $5,000 suit, whatever you got on, and walk up on the stage at the Oscars and slap another black man. I just feel like you set us back so much farther by doing that than proving a point where you protecting your wife. I've got people coming out and say, we got to protect black women, and I'm all for protecting whoever. I'm all for protecting whoever deserves to be protected. But you can't protect black women at the cost of two black men fighting. What if they go left? And I know this is going a little bit too far, but what if somebody got a gun? What if somebody shoots somebody? What if somebody go to jail? You know what I'm saying? What if you press charges and Will Smith go to jail because of it? It doesn't have to go that far. It's a way that you can handle things that's a little bit different. That being at the Oscars, that have all black people. I mean, we've been fighting for we're not winning Oscars. We're not hosting the Oscars. We're not doing this. They don't respect us. And then we, as a people, go and condone that behavior. I don't think that's right. And to follow what my man was saying earlier, comedians don't get a pass to just say whatever they want to say, but anybody who's been to a comedy show or been anywhere around comedians, like, bro, they flame people. That's what they do. And for him to get that mad, to go up and slap him over that joke, I just feel like it was more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think that's where we are at. Because in 2016, he went at Jada when she was boycotting, and he made light of it. And then right up behind that, he went at Will about getting paid $20 million for Wild Wild West. And if this was his comedic set, I'm with y'all 100%. But you about to present, and you taking shots at them again. Like, that's
is this
why
the first time it's happened, though? Come on.
What?
This ain't the first.
Darian, wait. We got to stop this, bro. Like, just because it happened before don't mean it's still right. Like, you could think something funny, right? Me and you could be sitting somewhere. Somebody could be clowning, and you don't care that somebody clowning you. Does that mean I got to let them clown me? Because you don't care?
I'm usually waiting.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, I get where you're coming from. Yes, it's a comedy act, it's comedic. But if I'm laughing and my old lady look at me like that SHIT ain't funny, then we got the smoke got to come now. Because I ain't going home to that.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I understand him
but
being
I ain't
upset.
gonna smack nobody.
I understand him being upset, but you can't. I'm just upset about the fact that he walked up. Yeah,
I'm not condoning the smacking. I don't want nobody thinking I want somebody to go there and smack the hell out of somebody. Will should have did what he did after fact. Keep my wife's name, like address it verbally, just like Chris addressed your wife and you verbally. Like, I ain't got no issue with that. You got every right to say, dog, I ain't about, don't play with me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got
Will was soft for not doing nothing about August Alsina, as people say. Even though that's an agreed upon agreement behind closed doors, and it only came out because August Alsina got sensitive and butthurt because the situation stopped. And that's not lose sight. It was August who put the song out because he was butthurt, correct? That's how we all found out, right? But we called Will Smith soft when it was actually August who got in his feelings and wrote the song. And Will kept his mouth shut, been a mean, been like Jordan all these years. And he went too far at going at another black icon and Chris Rock. He went too far. Yes, he went too far by slapping him. I wouldn't have slapped him. I like, it's hard for me to view that. But it's hard for me to just sit back and say, oh, that's just comedy. What? You don't even like mama jokes. Hey, man, keep my mama name out your mouth. I'm a comedian. You gonna let me still joke your mama? Hell no. You gonna be like, hey, dog, chill out. Let me draw my line in the sand. I ain't gonna slap you, but I'm gonna say something to you. And then, am I soft for telling you that you should, hey, man, it's just a mama joke? To you, but to me, it's not. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man. I don't like the joke that you a comedian and it's just a joke. Like, everybody don't joke the same way. And his wife gave him that smoke signal. Go ahead, say it. My bad. Yeah, I know you've been ready to talk since this morning. I'm gonna let you have the flow. Let me mute. Go ahead.
What we seen last night was a broken man. What we seen last night was a broken man.
Okay.
This is what happens when you have a toxic woman behind you. In the span of 3 years, this man went from the epitome of what a black man should be to what we seen last night, an emotional shell of himself. And what caused it? That woman to the left of him. Y'all want to sit up there and absolve her all of this. That right there is a culmination of what that woman has done to him. Made that man the butt of jokes for almost 2 years.
Exactly.
Y'all are sitting up there trying to victimize her. Fuck her feelings, man.
Nah, bro, I ain't gonna do that. Nah. I'm not. Nah, ain't no fuck her feelings.
I don't care, bro.
Nah, you tripping. You tripping, bro. No, you tripping. You tripping. Ain't no fuck no black lady's feelings. No, we ain't gonna do that.
In this case,
No.
I didn't say all hers. Because, bro.
We not gonna do that, though. You're not just gonna say F her feelings, bro. Are you serious?
Yeah, I ain't gonna go that far either.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go that far to say it. I get where you coming from.
Can't do that.
Come on,
I get
man.
where you coming from when you saying she's not a victim 100%, but I'm never gonna say fuck her feelings. Nah, you can't say fuck her feelings, bro.
And broke that man. Broke that man's masculinity.
9. I know some of you had some questions around I-9.
I don't know who that is talking, but when you say what I don't like is people victimizing Will too. Will was out here fucking too. Like, they've been fucking people. Both of them been fucking. It ain't just Jada that's been at it.
The difference
That's why the August,
is that
that's why
Will
the August
didn't publicize their shit. His shit.
that was my statement. That was my statement in August Alsina. When people say he should have been mad at August, they agreed to that. Like, that's to me, that's different smoke. They agreed to go elsewhere and be in everybody else's bed. So that's why when they say he should have had the energy with August, it's like, bro, that's something that they saw coming down the pipe. You know what I'm saying? And they did it within their home.
Yeah, Will, I mean, Jada more a player at the game than Will is.
Yeah,
like he the one that's in his feelings about it. But like I said, I'm not worried about what they do in their bed and who they fucking and all of that. The part that gets me is that people is making it like this is okay for Will to get up at the Oscars and do this. Like, you wasn't at a comedy show. You wasn't at just like a normal some bullshit. Like, you in front of the world and you made us look bad. Like, you made us look like shit. Like, you gave people what they want.
No,
what
he
I
made
think
his
about
dog look
is
bad. He ain't make me look bad. I don't know Will. Will can't do nothing for me. I ain't gonna sit up here and put myself in his boat. He ain't gonna do nothing for me because I ain't in that field. You feel what I'm saying? I understand where people come from, but he ain't setting us back in this chat.
Exactly. It's just the timing was just bad. Like, that, the wrong place at the wrong time, man. Like, there's an after party, like Diddy said, man. Let's as black men, what you said was wrong about his wife. I got it. We got to protect our women. I get that part. I also get, at that moment, Chris Rock's job is a comedian. So if he's in there making jokes and hosting a show, you as an adult know what's coming from the time that you leave your house to the time that you go to the Oscars. Mm-hmm. That it's a possibility that I might be laughed at tonight. But you know what? Everyone in that room is a millionaire. Everyone in that room is paid. Damn near.
Yeah.
If your feelings, if you allow like something like that to get up your sleeves, man, then I mean, I wouldn't say that it's setting us back, but it's exactly what we teach our kids, to have tough skin, to not to turn the other cheek, or whatever the case may be. Wrong place, wrong time. National television.
Let me ask y'all this. If you've been with your significant other and it's something serious that it's tough for them to cope with, and somebody makes light of it in front of millions of people, are we really going to process all that the same? Or we may have a human reaction? Again, I wouldn't say I'm slapping somebody, but screaming out like keep my wife's name out your effing mouth is probably something that I would probably do.
So, Ball Hawk, can I ask you a question, Ball Hawk?
Fact, yeah.
All right, so you play ball on. I'm just putting it in a different context. You've played ball on a different level than a lot of people in here, right?
Yeah.
You play major sports, major football.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that you heard and some of the stuff that's been said at you, the stuff that's been thrown at you has been different than what we've encountered, right?
Yeah.
Like I went to Jacksonville State University to play football. Me playing football and you playing football is on two different levels. The amount of people that you've seen, the level of football that you played was much different. So the insults that you probably heard was a lot different than what I heard.
Yeah.
You had to conduct yourself accordingly because you had people pointing, the TV at you. You know what I'm saying? If you were progressing to the place that you're at now, if you acted out, you couldn't have got there. So Will has been in this. He's not new to this. The stuff that was said to him or to his wife, he's heard plenty of times. I ain't saying that it makes it right. I'm just saying he got to have better self-control than that. I ain't saying that I'm not saying that what was said was right. I'm trying to make everybody understand. I don't think that what Chris Rock did was okay if Will didn't like it, if they got a problem with it. But we can't sit up here and act like he can walk up there and slap somebody. And
no. That's the thing. I don't want anybody thinking that any of us are saying Will was right in walking up on stage. I just said I can see myself doing what he did after he walked off and sat back down.
Right.
Letting Chris know verbally that's not cool. Because just like you put in the same context, if a fan said something to me I didn't like, I would return the same energy verbally. I would.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't fault him for verbally saying, yo, keep my wife's name out your mouth, showing that you don't take kindly to that.
Yeah,
and I have no issue with that because it's just words. And
I understand that part, but what we don't need is that to become the new norm. Like we watched it with a last president where the things that came out of his mouth, a lot of us would not have agreed. And if it was the prior president of that, it would have been a thing. So we're looking at, okay, now if everyone decides to go back to Source Awards, it was a problem with people rushing the stage and fights that were breaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we? Where are we leading? What road are we going down by Will Smith doing this? Someone that even my kids look up to. We're watching his show right now. And how do I explain to my 16, 15-year-old what happened last night when we're watching this as a family? You know what I mean? So I get it. It was so disrespectful. I get it. But there's a place and a time. It is a place and a time. I've seen my preacher call people out for having a conversation while he was preaching. Somebody would have walked up there and slapped the preacher. What would that do to the church?
Oh, no, absolutely. No, that's why we keep saying the slap we don't condone at all. I'm just saying I'm not going to sit up here and strip somebody, and I see people hands up, so let me get that, strip somebody of a human reaction and say all is lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think in anything, it's a teachable moment that, yes, even somebody as successful as Will Smith can have a human reaction, and we have to learn and educate from that human reaction to say, hey, X, Y, and Z. I don't got all the answers. I'm not trying to come in here and act like I got the answer. I could coach everybody through it. But, just one of the things where it's an open airways and we process. And Bless, I see you had your hands up, your hand up. You go ahead and talk. Bless, you want to say something? I know Sid want to say something. His hand up too.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. My problem is I don't think Chris Rock, his joke was about her alopecia. It was about her haircut.
Yeah.
And everybody keeps talking about, oh, he insulted her because she has alopecia. But does anyone believe that Chris Rock knows that she has alopecia? He hasn't spoken up yet.
Yeah, it's possible that he couldn't have known.
So why is everybody assuming that he knew? I don't think he would be so stupid to insult her, especially he likes both Will and Jada. So when he asked, when he made the comment, wow, what's the problem? I was talking about G.I. Jane.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, everybody should have known he wasn't talking about her alopecia. But everybody is assuming that.
That's true. He's talking about the haircut. And
yeah, he's talking about the haircut, not the loss of hair from alopecia. And another thing, I think it was a compliment to her because if he does know that she has alopecia, he's saying, okay, I understand you lost your hair, but guess what? You're a bad bitch because you can rock your hair and you can play G.I. Jane with that haircut. That's another way to look at it. But I don't think he was insulting her because she has alopecia. Everybody's assuming that.
Yeah.
That's what
because how Will reacted.
That's how he reacted. It's something else going on with Will. It has nothing to do with the alopecia. It's something else going on with him.
Good.
If we was to listen to Chris Rock's response on why he made the joke, I think he would say that he had no idea she had alopecia. He wouldn't get up there and insult her like that because he likes both of them. There's no way I would believe that he would do that. So that's my opinion.
He dissed her when she was boycotting the Oscars.
Well, that's different. He's not insulting her condition.
I'm just thinking towards that he liked them. I mean, he's all I say. It's a history of him taking shots at them.
Yeah, but
I don't know their relationship.
You have a medical condition. I think he would take a shot at her, but not if she had a medical condition. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Yeah. And another thing too,
anybody, as long as it's not personal, like a medical condition.
Yeah. Another thing, I think to kind of piggyback on what Bless was saying too, Ball, like Jada Pinkett now had her hair short a lot of times.
Yeah,
she changes her hair up a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, Jada looked good. Like she was fine last night. She had the green dress on. She had the short hair. If nobody would have said nothing, I didn't know she had alopecia because I've seen her with short hair so many times. So that's one of the things that kind of threw me for a loop when it was like, why they got so frustrated about it.
When he said it, I was like, that ain't gonna go over. I was surprised Will was laughing when he said it because I had saw the release and when she was discussing going through alopecia and how it's been a struggle. So when he said it, I was like, yo, because remember Regina, golly, it's not Regina, is it Regina?
Yeah, Regina.
Yeah, not Regina said something to them. So when she said it, I was like, all right, I guess she cool with it. Then when he said it, I was like, all right, I guess they really still cool. Like, it's still one of them uncomfortable laughing like, yo, I guess they really cool with it. But then when he walked up, I was like, what is Will doing? And when he slapped him, I was like, all right, I guess he's not cool with it. So I don't know. I'm just confused with everybody too, bro. Like,
frustrating.
But check this out, though. Demi Moore is a white woman who played G.I. Jane. So he could have been saying, okay, you got that short haircut. You could be rocking that short haircut in G.I. Jane too. That's what my thought was. Yeah. My thought was.
And she even made a comment about G.I. Jane too. I think Jada even made
G.I. Jane was a movie. Yeah. It was a movie.
Yep. Yeah.
Demi Moore played G.I. Jane and she cut all her hair off. She was in the army. So he figured, okay, you black, Jada, you got this short haircut. You could even play in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
As G.I. Jane. That's why okay. When we hear from Chris, I guarantee you he's gonna say that he had no idea she had alopecia. And that was he wasn't trying to insult her. Well, we haven't heard from him yet.
All I'm gonna say is he knew he chose the right one, yo. He definitely.
And nobody's talking about how Chris Rock feels. I'm not going to say that Chris Rock was insulting her. I don't think he was going.
He did a hell of a job of continuing. I give him that, his restraint and his professionalism. But that's what I'm saying.
If he wasn't, I don't think he would insult her and continue it like that. Yeah. He wasn't insulting. In his mind, he wasn't insulting her. It was more or less like a compliment. You could play G.I. Jane with your short hair.
She had a green dress on too, right?
Yeah, she had on a green dress. Yes. But we need to hear from Chris. We need to hear from Chris and everybody assuming that, he insulted her because of her alopecia. Okay, everybody knew she had alopecia. Not everybody, but so many people knew she had alopecia. But a lot of people didn't know she had alopecia.
Mm-hmm.
And they're assuming that because they know she has it, they're assuming that he was insulting her because of that. But I don't think he was. I think he was complimenting her, saying that she could play in this movie with her short hair as G.I. Jane too. But there was already a movie made about G.I. Jane with Demi Moore, and she looks real good. Jada looks real good with a haircut.
If Jerry Seinfeld makes
so, all in your perspective, how you look at it.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead, Darren. Oh, Darren, you robot again.
I just hope that they can fix it.
I do too, man.
But tired of hearing all these passes for Jada. That's all.
But this is my thing.
Yo, chill, Sad. God dang, dog. I get it, bro. You got an issue with Jada, man. Damn.
But this is my thing, if I don't mind me saying something. But this is the biggest issue. A lot of
we don't talk about that when we're talking about the man when the real problem is
because it's a pecking order, right? We got two high-profile guys. One just hit another, so we're processing that first. We'll get to Jada, brother. Give us man.
But this is the biggest issue a lot of people are having. Well, people don't really realize realistically, Chris Rock does his research before most things, just like most comedian does. Like, a lot of people don't know the background of the whole G.I. Jane situation. The young lady that's playing as G.I. Jane, she has a similar situation to Will and Jada, where she cheated on her husband with the younger man.
So I want to say, I think Bruce cheated on her, and then they separated, and then she started messing with Ashton. I don't want to put the cheating on her. I see where you're going.
Go that deep, though. I mean, really.
I'm not saying that going deep, but what I'm simply saying is with the whole, like, I'm not giving a pass to Will by no means or Chris Rock. At the end of the day, like, the timing was just bad at the end of the day. Being a young, well, he's not really a young man as young as he used to be, but you have to know how to conduct yourself no matter what. That's your first Oscar. It's your chance to kind of really put a spotlight. I just feel like he took the whole spotlight off the story of Serena and Venus. Because in that situation, it's nothing you can say.
And you know what overshadowed that?
After doing what you did.
Yeah.
I would have respected him more if he sat from his seat and said, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth.
Exactly.
For him to go up there and slap him and then sit in the chair and say that. And everybody's sitting up there like, Will is this big bully. And he could say whatever he want to say because he's rich and famous and nobody's going to say anything. And everybody comforting him and they're not comforting Chris. I don't care.
100%.
Will's wrong.
That's true.
He's not defending his wife. He's embarrassing his family. Because everybody's going to know him by this slap. That's the only thing you're going to remember him by when you hear about the Oscars. Not the trophy.
Was who gave the green light for that man to go up there and smack the shit out of him.
Yeah, that makes me think too, because I ain't never seen somebody easily just we seen Kanye just jump up on stage, but
bruh, y'all ain't talking about the fact that Will was sitting up there laughing at the joke.
I already said he was laughing, bro. I said that. I said he was laughing, and he saw his wife.
At the end of the day, that's what's
and I'm about to use the word that you hate.
Said respectfully, we all, as all married men know, you laughing till you look and your wife ain't laughing. He tried to laugh. He laughed. He did. But
here's the difference, Ahmad. Here's the difference, Ahmad. Has your wife shamed you and made you the butt of all jokes?
Bro, it's still my wife. It don't matter what she did. It don't matter what she did, bro. It's still my wife.
They were there together. No. They've been to other events together.
Yeah,
so
bro.
Clearly,
it's still his wife.
Together.
That was a hell of a switch, though, because he went from laughing to fucking mad.
And then on top of that, Ahmad, as a married man, you still going to stay with your wife after she publicly goes on national television and say, I still love Pop.
She still what?
She still loves Pop. She came out and said it. Yeah. On red tape.
So the prize, so that much prize gonna make me leave my wife for somebody who is dead?
I'm asking you a simple question.
Yeah, I'll answer your question. I ain't got no issue with that.
I don't think you guys understand that you can still love someone without it being romantic. That was basically the gist of her relationship with Pac. It was deeper than that. Just because you have love for someone, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic.
Let me answer your question, Sad.
That was pretty much how she tried to summarize her relationship with Pac, was that it was deeper than just a romantic love between the two of them. It was they've known each other for so long, and like they just really had a connection with each other. And it's okay for her to say that she loves Pac. That doesn't mean that it's any sort of disrespect towards Will.
Exactly.
And guess what she doing right now? Trying to change Will into Pac by making that man go up on stage and smack the shit out of him.
That's not true. You guys don't even understand.
Tupac wouldn't do that. Tupac wouldn't go up on stage and slap nobody.
Did you guys cover the fact that Will is operating from a lot of childhood trauma as well? Like the reason.
Nah, speak on it, sis. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I've actually listened to his book.
His book, yeah.
And I know exactly where he's coming from. So he grew up with a lot of domestic abuse, and he lives with a certain situation that haunts him because his mother was basically, his dad smacked the shit out of his mother one time, and he just remembered freezing there and not being able to do anything about it. And that has haunted him for the rest of his life. And that's why...
Right to go hit.
I'm not saying
no.
right.
Just
I'm just giving you context into his psyche as to why he may have done that. And it's probably because, he felt like a coward at that moment, that he was unable to protect his mother in that moment. So that may be the reason why he felt the need to protect Jada, right, and his family, because he lived with that guilt for so long that he was unable to stand up, be a man, and protect his mom in that moment when his father was beating on her.
No, I don't even think it's a protection standpoint. You got to think about it.
It is a context. I'm gonna piggyback what you said. Hold on, I'll let you talk. I'm gonna piggyback. In this book, and when you listen to his audio book and salute him for the book, you can kind of see in that moment that Will is confused of what not looking like a coward looks like. He struggles with being not appearing as a coward. Like he used to get in fights when he was the Fresh Prince because everybody thought he was, quote, soft. He hanging with the knuckleheads because he didn't want to be, quote, soft. So you got to think and we talk about August Alsina situation. In that situation, he's looked at as being soft. You know what I'm saying? So now in front of everybody, again, the joke was made. Yes, he is laughing, but then he sees her face. So now he's at a power struggle again. Like, all right, I can't look soft again. But the slap didn't help the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like he's searching for a common ground of how can I truly protect the people I love and look like I'm a protector versus a coward.
Yes,
but go ahead, Travis. Oh, you want to say something? Go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, no, it's not. It's not even just that, though. It's also the fact that, like, this is a very sensitive subject for her. Like, she's done a episode on Red Table Talk about it, where she's openly spoke about her struggle with alopecia, and it's sensitive. And mind you, women's beauty standards, they're held to a higher regard than men, right? So as a woman, and she said this herself, having had a full head of hair, long hair all her life, and then all of a sudden having it fall out in such a public way, you know what I mean? Like, this was a sensitive subject for her, and I don't think that Chris Rock should have been making jokes or speaking about anything to do with that when it was so sensitive for her, you know what I mean?
How does she know?
You're saying that, but Chris Rock doesn't know that.
Arian, you got to do your research, man.
You're not walking on stage.
Yeah, don't be talking about their story. You know what I mean?
Man, my thing is, look, my wife is a hairstylist. She does this every day of her life. I'm not saying alopecia is not a serious matter. You're not walking on stage slapping somebody over alopecia. The issue is more deep. The issue is more deep rooted than what people really want to notice. Will is hurting. My thing is, everybody knows they have an open marriage. Every time you've seen them ever discuss their open marriage,
that's worse than alopecia.
Exactly.
It's not an open marriage.
Will looks so discouraged every time they talk about still their marriage or the whole August thing. He looks so defeated. My thing is, they made an agreement that realistically, I don't feel like Will really agreed with, because every time they talk about it openly, Jada seems so happy, but Will like, man, like imagine being a man and you just think about your wife getting just smashed down by another man. Like, ain't nothing comfortable about that.
No, but that's not what it is, though. That's not what it is. Like, it's not don't know
that. But it's got to be a fact.
I've honestly, I've watched all the episodes. I've read his book and everything, and like I feel like I could speak on this subject because I have been given the insight. Like, it's not an open marriage. The fact that he was so defeated, it's because they spent all of their lives relying on each other for their happiness. And I think once Will realized that there's nothing that he could do, no matter how big of a house he bought her, no matter how grand of gestures he did for her, it didn't make her happy. You know, so I think the reason why he was so defeated was because he realized that there was nothing that he could do to make her happy. She had to find that happiness within herself. And if that meant being with other people, like, they were broken up at the time. When she took up with August, she made it clear that they were not together. They didn't even think they were going to get back together. Right. So It wasn't an open marriage. I mean, they were broken up as far as they told it. Right. So I just feel like
that's what they said.
That's what they said.
Some of the stuff that they say is damage control. Some of the stuff they say is damage control when they're talking about it. And we're not in that marriage, but I do agree with some of the stuff you're saying. Honestly, all people, all men, especially all black men, have some kind of trauma that they're dealing with when you're walking. Black women as well. People in general. Everybody has some kind of trauma that you're dealing with on a daily basis. That like, I can talk about my childhood and say, man, when I'm at work, these people say this to me, so I should slap the shit out of them. You cannot do that. We can't keep making it right.
Yeah, you can't fight that.
No, I'm not saying that we all understand that. I just don't understand it. People, I've got so many people that's been sending messages saying, you know, we need to go ahead and more people need to be slapped like this. I said, this ain't the Wild Wild West. It's not going to happen like that.
But you know
everybody's not going to be Chris Rock. Because when you start slapping the wrong people, you're going to get some different consequences. Either you going to jail or you going to hell.
Right. But when you start talking about the wrong people, that's just the consequences sometimes too. Like, not everyone was raised in a fairy tale, rainbow land environment and afforded the luxury to just be able to do, like, real life, like real shit. Like, you talk shit about people and their families, you get your shit smacked. Like, that's real life. True. They're from Philly. Like,
I don't see the years they've been out of Philly a long time. They're millionaires. They're sitting at the Oscars. You can't, like, I don't understand how people still think that that just happens. You say the wrong thing to people. That don't happen like that.
I can understand if this is like a 25-year-old dude is 50 plus. What are we talking about here?
Well, what do you mean? It's childish old people. What are we doing? But like, we gotta stop thinking age equates wisdom. It don't.
So if that's the case, Chris Rock people should go up and slap the shit out of Will for slapping their daddy or their brother. They should go to the place and slap the shit out of him. And that will be the consequences he gonna suffer.
Yeah, it could.
I'm not saying that it's right.
Hold on.
Well, you keep talking about.
Hold on. Respectfully, I ain't mean to mute everybody. Respectfully, I just think what she was saying is, some people are raised, like, at the end of the day, Will Smith is very successful. Will Smith has made billions of dollars through all of his movies. But sometimes when somebody becomes so successful, we forget where they came from and how they grew up. That never leaves you. Everybody has a revert back to the old days type of situation. What Darren is saying is right. Yes, you're a comedian. It goes down like this. And I'm not saying he's wrong. What I'm saying is, in today's day and age, people are going to react a certain way. And they're going to draw that line, that line in the sand, like, yo, I ain't taking that. That's why I always said, I don't condone Will smacking Chris. I don't want to see that. That hurt me to see that. I would rather him do what he did after the fact. Scream at him. And I'm not saying everybody and their mama should scream. Let me unmute everybody. I'm not saying everybody and their mama should be screaming things they don't like. But if you are in a position in which your actions really does not control your demand and your money, then that's what everybody wants. We all want that financial freedom where we can act the way we want to act. I'm saying that in air quotation. Not saying being a knucklehead, but you know that I could do this because they don't control my money. Everybody wants that financial freedom. But again, Will was wrong in walking up on smacking Chris. I don't know if Chris knew about her alopecia. I don't know nothing about that Chris knew. Yes, Chris is a comedian, a very good comedian and funny. And I know he'll probably feel some type of remorse for going that route, even if he didn't mean it in a way, because as Bless said, it could be a joke and endearment because she was looking stunning in green with a low haircut. So it's a lot of things that we trying to unpack, but I don't want folks going at each other saying, like, your view is wrong and your view is wrong. You know what I'm saying? We just discussing. I take everybody to mute. I don't like to mute people, but I just wanted to say that. But y'all go ahead. Whoever.
No, I'm glad you did that. But I mean, it's good to hear the women perspective on things, because us as men, of course, we all look at it a certain way, because we're looking at Will's feeling this type of way because his wife been with this man. He couldn't make him happy. So I mean, I love hearing the women perspective on what they've seen and how they feel about it.
Can we also talk about the privilege, though, that Will is afforded because he is a Black celebrity? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, if it was any normal Black person and that happened, that could never, it could never happen. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So he was afforded a lot of privilege as well, being a Black celebrity, right?
But at the same time, you're absolutely correct. I'm glad you said that. I can piggyback real quick. Like, I don't know everybody in the room. I'm kind of new to this room, but JT in this room knows him very well. It's like a brother to me. But what I was gonna pretty much say is, like, the bigger picture. It wasn't about the slap. It's just, let's keep it realistically. How long has it really taken African Americans to really get a platform as it pertains to the Oscars? If you look at America, at the state of America today, they already think Black men, we can't control our anger. We're always enraged. We always mad about something. You pretty much gave the world and showed the world what they already think about us. You put some validity behind it. So my thing is, him operating that way, it just, because whether he had money, what the case may be, you just proved the world right based on what they're thinking. So my thing is, it took us this long to really get a spotlight in the Oscars, where just 5 years ago, we was having a battle about, we don't never have any Black hosts, we don't never have this. Now we actually got a platform to a certain extent. Then this is how you control the platform. It's just, at the end of the day, you got to look at the bigger picture outside the slap. Like, you still got to maintain yourself as a man, as a gentleman. It's more than one way to skin a cat. You can't.
I ain't even think of it like that. That's a good point. Keep going. My bad.
You just can't go off like that.
Yeah. And that's kind of when I said earlier, Ball Hawk, when I was talking, I used the wrong context when I said he set us back. When you were saying, like, he doesn't control anybody in this room, what Elijah just said is kind of where I'm coming from because of those situations. Like,
okay,
I just look at it like the movie Django. When you got the big strong slave dudes, they in the room fighting, and people sitting around watching it, and they making money on it. Like, that's what they want to see. Like, you know what them ratings went to when Will did that? Like, them people that's making jokes and the people that was running the show, they wasn't trying to stop it. They was looking with them cameras rolling, like, they happy as shit right now. They like, hey, keep on. If y'all want to fight, keep it up. If you can keep it cool like that, slap each other. We good with it.
But do y'all think?
Nah, that's a good point. I see what you're saying.
Do y'all honestly think?
Go ahead, Darian.
Do y'all honestly think that if it wasn't, like, he would have just slapped anybody that was up there? No. Chris was just a bystander. Man. I don't believe that, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, he would have. Because Jada was going to put that battery in his back.
Yo, you said this question.
Yo, I don't. Damn right he would have, because Jada was going to be right there to put that battery in their back. Oh,
I don't think that's slapped Kevin Hart. I don't think he would have slapped Cedric the Entertainer.
He would have.
I think would he have slapped the woman?
I think he would have.
You think he would have slapped the woman if a woman said that?
No, he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have hit him.
So he had control then.
He would have slapped Jay Seinfeld. If he would have slapped one of them, you think he would have slapped them?
Yep.
I feel like Woody would have slapped the white dude.
I honestly
he had that toxic bird behind him to put that battery in his.
Hey, yo, y'all got his there for his forward,
Jada.
His forwardness. Yo,
no,
it ain't all got. Hey, that's said on that.
Yeah, that's said.
Just be said. But nah, I just feel like.
No, this is my true feelings. That bitch broke that man,
and I just didn't like it at all.
She broke it.
Hey, yo, said, look, guys, this is the views of said himself.
All of that, no, black and white.
But you know what? I don't think their dynamic is for us to have to break through or break down and understand. If it works for them, it works for them. Like I said, I feel like.
Oh yeah, it works.
It works for them. Like it might be unconventional and it might not be the way that, like, I guess everybody else would handle their marital situations, but at the same time, it works for them. Like I said, the majority of the reason why that even happened or why they had a breakdown was because Will found it impossible to make her happy. No matter what he did, he could not make her happy. Right? So I just feel like, whatever their process is their process. If that means breaking up and seeing other people and getting back together or whatever it is, it's not up for us to judge, right? The important thing to take away, I think the important thing to take away is that
public TV and told him I haven't.
Let her get the bars off.
I think the important thing is that we can't look to other people for our happiness. I think that was what Will struggled with throughout their marriage, is that she didn't want that big ass house. They have a whole postal code, they have a whole zip code to themselves, and he was doing all these things thinking that he could make her happy, and that just wasn't the case. She needed to find that happiness within herself.
But Will isn't the victim, though. He's not a victim. We keep talking about his marriage and his happiness. What about Chris? What about Chris? We haven't heard from Chris yet.
Hey, point blank period. Will became a simp the day that Jada got on TV and still said, "I love Tupac."
Man, come on, say it.
No,
come on,
say it. Goddamn, say it.
No, there's different ways to love people. It doesn't always have to be romantic. It was never, and they tried it. Apparently, I watched an interview where she said they tried to have a relationship, and it just didn't work out between them.
Anytime that we have a relationship with a female, it's going to try to be sexual. Damn all that. No.
Nah, I don't care about nothing about the just taking it for surface level. It was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people try to paint him and with these mixed views, just like how Kanye was wrong when he went up there and told Taylor Swift about that awards situation. It's the same thing, that the same energy Will should give for going up there and slapping Chris. It was unwarranted.
No, he should have gave that woman that had been embarrassing him for the past 3 years. That's what it should be.
I don't want nobody thinking this space was made to say, "Oh, poor Will." I think the main thing is,
it ain't you though, Ball Hawk. They just saying that. They saying that to say kind of what the perception has been, though. I want you to finish what you're saying.
Yeah, I think the thing is, a lot of times when you try to empathize, a lot of folks think you condone it, and I was just trying to get a better sense of.
But nobody empathizing with him.
No. But and again,
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, not the people on this platform. But I'm just saying, when you watch the TV, everybody's talking about, he deserved to hear them. He shouldn't be talking about his wife.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right about that, Bless. Yeah,
nobody talking about Chris. Is Chris hurt? Did his jaw get broken? What happened? Is he all right? Suppose Chris had a brain tumor. He went up there and punched him, and Chris is dead tomorrow. We don't know what's going on.
He got slapped like he was an old Englishman.
He slapped the itch out of him.
Yeah, he slapped him hard. That was pretty rough. And then the crazy thing is Chris balled his fist up. Chris balled his fist up and thought about doing something about it. And he was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it here."
He should have. Real talk, like Shannon Sharp said, man, it would be on site every time I see you.
Chris remained professional, man. That's why, that's everybody can't do that, bro. What he did, and he kept presenting, he kept it going.
Hey, just for the sake of the space, I want to ask you, Ball Hawk, if you was up there and you was the host, and somebody walked up and slapped you, what you think you would have done?
I would have got fired. I'm not mentally strong like that. That's why I applaud Chris. I couldn't have.
He would have got hit in the head with my heel.
I would have had to call my mama.
Bro.
I would have came on my touch.
If Chris was my husband, I would have took care of.
Matter of fact, Darian would have been front row. Darian would have tackled him when he got off the stage. Ain't that right, Darian?
Facts.
As soon as that happened, you gotta call your mama and apologize to her for embarrassing her on TV, because we just scrapped it out.
Salute to Chris. I hope there's not a lot of wind in the back, man. Salute to Chris Rock for his restraint, his professionalism after Will stepped to him on stage. Now, I don't want that to get lost, because, like y'all said, that is getting lost. But we want to make sure on this platform that we identify that what he did, a lot of
it was wrong. I don't care about Will's personal life and what he grew up. Or what, how you put it, it was wrong. I don't care if he should have taken care of that thing in backstage, not in front of the whole audience.
And Jada was wrong for putting that battery in his back.
Yeah.
Man, he a grown
man. I hope
but also Chris was wrong for speaking on a sensitive subject too. Like we can't let that slide.
What's that? What happened?
You got damn right.
Chris wasn't wrong at all. Because, like I said, we haven't heard from Chris. We don't know why Chris made the joke. First, I believe that he made the joke about the haircut, not her alopecia.
But I mean,
but obviously, if he had more sensitivity to the subject and did his research before he's speaking on people and their conditions or making jokes,
but that's your opinion.
Respect.
That's your opinion. You don't know what he was thinking.
I would make it before I speak on someone and their conditions or what. I don't know what they got going on.
But he's not speaking on her condition. He's speaking on her haircut. She always wore her hair short. When have you known Jada to wear her hair long?
Jokes of that, though, I feel like he was speaking on something that was so sensitive.
No, he wasn't. That's your opinion. That's not his. That's your opinion.
But you feel. But you,
as a comedian,
that's your opinion. That's not what he's thinking. That's his friend. Those two are his friends. There's no way Chris would stand up there and make a joke about somebody who's suffering from a condition like alopecia.
He did it intentionally, but I'm saying it's.
But he didn't do it at all.
His lack of awareness.
Well, that doesn't mean he was wrong.
I feel like he was wrong. He shouldn't have been speaking on her. Period.
It's not his job to know that.
It's not his job to do that. A lot of these
exactly.
I feel like it is his job. If you're going to speak on people,
no, it's not.
No, it's not. On their condition.
No, it's not.
Let me interject here. I think it's time and place. Like if it's the Oscars, you might want to make sure if you're going to somebody you know. That's just me.
Especially if you're presenting. You're just presenting. He's not hosting.
If it's a set, like I went on a set, Mike Blackson roasted me. He roasted me. But that's I know what I'm signing up for. That's his set. He gonna go at people in the arena. He ain't gonna research somebody. But it's like she stated earlier, like usually Chris does his research. It's the Oscars. You know who's in attendance. You know who you about to present the awards to or whatever. So I kind of see both sides, and both y'all giving y'all opinion. It's great opinions, and nothing wrong with it. But I can kind of see why he did his research some.
Right.
But
that's the whole thing.
What he said has nothing to do with her hair anyway. He said you should play in G.I. Jane too. He said nothing about her hair. He didn't say you're bald headed.
That was a reference to G.I. Jane bald.
Yeah. That's your opinion.
No,
that's your opinion. No, it's not. It's your opinion.
G.I. Jane is bald. Is that a fact or not?
Okay, but check this out though. Everybody that was watching this. I'm sorry, I'm loud. Everybody that was watching this, the first thing they thought wasn't, the reason why he made that comment was because G.I. Jane is bald. It could have been because she had on a green dress. You don't know that.
Come on now.
I think you're reaching a little bit.
But that's what you're saying.
I know, but
you want to believe that.
At the same time, it's not. It's pretty clear what the joke was about.
But that's what you want to believe.
He was making reference to. It's not what I want to believe. He was making reference to. Can I speak?
You have spoke.
No, you keep interrupting me.
Here it comes.
Go ahead.
You're sensitive because you're thinking that's you sitting up there with a bald head.
I'm not sensitive. I have a head. The point of the matter is, listen, you've been trying to cut in every time I've been trying to speak. Can I speak?
You spoke. Oh, honey, go ahead.
Anyways, I'm just saying, I feel like it was like, overall, I feel like it was insensitive. That's just what it comes down to. Because she has struggled. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion.
Okay, and you're entitled to yours.
Girl, you can already speak or not, because you keep interrupting.
Okay, you already said you believe that.
No, I'm not finished, though, because you keep interrupting.
Go ahead, honey. Don't throw your little tantrum. I'm not going to slap you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on. We're going to keep it. Go ahead, Angie.
Anyways, I'm just saying he should have been a little more sensitive, period, point blank. He should have, and that's fine. And you're saying, he could have been referencing her dress or whatever it is. We all know that G.I. Jane reference was to her bald head. That's what the reference was.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with her bald head because a lot of black women rock their hair bald. And that's what you don't understand. A lot of black women rock their hair bald. So it's not like she was the only one that rocks a bald head and looks good with it. So in his mind, he probably was thinking, your hair is cut short. You look good. You should play the next G.I. Jane too. But you're thinking something negative about it.
That's right. But and that's clearly.
No, you're thinking something negative about it. In his mind,
obviously,
I believe
lightly to that.
Until we hear from Chris,
Jada didn't take lightly to that.
I don't care what Will did. Will slapped him.
Please.
Anyway, why don't you watch the Red Table Talk episode on where she actually talks about it? Why don't you watch that and educate yourself? And
I don't care.
I'm not ignorant. I don't care. All I'm saying is, listen, honey, what I'm saying is, Will was wrong for punching him.
Then don't speak.
I don't care.
My bad, ladies. I didn't mean to cut y'all wisdom off, but I don't want y'all really going at each other because we're trying to make sure it stays positive. We having a discussion. You both have your opinion. I don't want to get into it like a back and forth spat of making it personal. So I'm going to unmute y'all, but I definitely appreciate y'all chiming in. So I'm going to unmute y'all, and y'all can continue to have your discussion. We could be cordial.
Hey, can I say something before we go in again? Ms. Bless, I just want to ask Angie a question. Angie, because I wanted to hear your opinion on it. So, as far as the situation last night, I kind of spoke at the beginning whenever I first got on, and I think what you're saying got kind of lost in translation. What did you think just about that? Now that no matter how Chris meant it, no matter what was said, I just want to know what's your opinion on how it went down last night. How do you feel about the action that took place?
I don't agree with it. I don't agree. He should be able to conduct himself and obviously explain, why that wasn't appropriate or why that was hurtful, what he said, regardless if he knew about it or not. I feel like, he should have, I don't think it was right. He shouldn't have put hands on him. And especially on such a public stage, on a public platform either. You know what I mean? So I'm not agreeing with the fact that he slapped him. I'm just saying there needs to be a little bit more sensitivity on Chris's end. That's just all I'm saying. So
I kind of felt like that's where you were going. So I just wanted to make sure to get your opinion on it so everybody knew, because when you came in, I ain't saying you said anything wrong because everything you said was perfect, but I just felt like, maybe some of the people that's on or some of the listeners thought that you advocated for him to slap him.
No.
And I know that's not what you were doing because you gave us a backstory. You gave us some context that I didn't even know, talking about some trauma and things like that. So we appreciate that. And I think what Barhawk was saying was, with you guys, because it's a very sensitive subject on both sides and everybody has a opinion about it, but we didn't want anybody's opinion to get lost in what he's doing here. So we appreciate you.
No, I just honestly, if you guys want, that's fine if you don't want to, but if you actually went on Red Table and watched that episode where she does talk about her condition, it's sensitive for her, and especially I was saying, beauty standards for women and men are completely different. So, and especially her being under the public eye and being scrutinized for everything, she's trying to learn how to love herself with her bald head and her condition. And she's trying to prove that, you don't need to have a long hair, full-headed hair to be beautiful. She's been struggling with that.
Whatever. Anyway, my thing is this. Okay, a lot of people been talking about Jada on the internet and everywhere. Is Will gonna go around and slap them too?
Well, where was that?
Clearly last night was a culmination of a lot of emotions.
We're talking about what happened last night, right?
No.
Right, but everybody, people justifying.
If that's the case, how I see it, publicly, it's not right. But sometimes people are going through a lot. This woman could be waking up in the morning crying to her husband on a daily about her condition, and then a guy just comes and jokes about it in front of millions. And how is he supposed to handle that? A lot of people can say he's wrong all they want, but wrong because of who? Because it's in the white man's eyes. If we were all in a public space and it happened, basically we probably would have said, the brother is right for handling, his business that way. So, it's because.
So what if Chris woke up with a swollen face? Is anybody caring about that? Or a broken jaw.
But did you care?
It's
Did you care about
him?
Everybody, I don't care. We keep talking about his feelings. So what? So what? Everybody talks about Jada. Jada's been talking about for years.
Does his feelings take precedence over the man's wife's feelings? No, it doesn't.
Whose feelings? He was laughing at the joke before he went on stage. What are you talking about? He's laughing about
nervous laughter. Like it's probably genuinely laughing or found it genuinely funny.
Type of laugh.
Nah, he was laughing at the joke until he looked at Jada and Jada frowned, and that's when he went up there.
Listen, like a few weeks before this, Laverne Cox said some stupid stuff about the man's wife about the entanglement. She brought that back up. Like, it's getting kind of old, like, when you think about it. Like, you know, like, as a man, as a protector, you got to defend your family. Talk about me. Don't talk about
No, you don't defend your family like that.
Yeah, you do. Not like that.
You don't defend your family like that.
Hey,
You're putting your family in danger. You know what else is going to happen? Somebody's going to come out. Somebody's going to come out from under a rock and say, "Will Smith hit me."
What I'm saying, I'm not saying it's right, but what I'm saying, can you tell the man how to, handle his situation? Like, nobody's saying anything towards Chris Rock as far as how he handled this situation. It's wrong. You can't talk about the man's wife.
But the thing is, nobody's talking. Okay, Chris hasn't spoken up yet. When is Chris going to get the chance to say, "Hey, I wasn't talking about her alopecia. I'm sorry, I wasn't talking about that." When is anybody going to give him the chance to speak up? Everybody's making their own assumption about what he was thinking when he made the comment. He didn't make reference to the alopecia. No, he didn't.
The joke was an indirect reference to.
No, it wasn't. That's your opinion.
Her being bald is a result of alopecia. Therefore,
your
that was an indirect reference to alopecia.
Dr. Angie, that's your opinion.
That's not the first time Chris made a joke about her hair. I mean, it's a joke. That's what the man do.
Joke for you is not a joke for me.
It's not funny. A joke is not always universal for everybody. What's funny is not.
Well, don't listen to the joke.
Don't listen to it.
Would you like somebody?
Oh yeah, at the Oscars on a public platform with millions of people
watching.
Don't listen, right?
Jada's not the only person he joked about doing the Oscars.
That's all you're saying.
Hey, y'all, we gotta keep it respectful, man. We want to hear everybody talk. I didn't want to step in Ball Hawk space just to mute everybody, but we gotta keep it. We gotta keep it respectful. We just got a lot of people that's just yelling at each other, and all of the opinions and all of the everybody's take on the situation is not being heard. Because I'm hearing so much good stuff that we're trying to process to put together, but we can't hear everything because everybody's going back and forth. So if we can kind of let one person get the mic and then another person come in and chime in with what you think, it definitely will help out a lot more than just 5 people trying to speak at once.
Yo, Tally, can I talk real quick?
Who is this?
It's Brandon.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Hey, man, look. So this is my thing. I'll be the first one to tell you. I'm going to protect my woman at every turn, every cost that I can. Now, would I react like that? Like Will did? Probably not. This is my thing too. I'm also petty. So if I know that someone's going to come up on stage and slap me in the face, like I'm going to retaliate. The Oscars going to get shut down. They're going to have to switch to another rerun of Blackish to throw on because that's just something I'm not going to handle. Because just like Ball Hawk said, like I don't have the mental fortitude to sit there and just get slapped in the face, and then you're going to turn your back and walk off the stage and me not do anything. That's point number 1. Number 2 is this. My thing is that when you look at other comedians out there, how do we know that this is not going to end up setting a stage to where other people who may get roasted in crowds, because we know that happens. If you see 85 South comedy show, if you see any other comedic show, you definitely know that people are out there getting roasted. So my thing is this. Who's going to stop the next person who feels, and they're feeling some type of way, who's not going to run up on stage and going to show that person who's grilling them on stage, be like, hey, look, like you ain't going to sit there and talk to me like that. Like, who's going to stop that next person from doing that? Because I think Will set a bad precedent showing that, hey, like, yeah, Chris Rock is comedian. Like, you talk to me some type of way,
a security guard is going to stop the next person. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a bullet or a security guard. That's why I say it, that when this happened and everybody's advocating that it was great that it happened because he's standing up for his wife, and we're acting like this was a great thing to happen. You can't walk up, you can't do it in that setting. You know, like that's not the right place to do it. So, like you said, there's gonna be a time where somebody's gonna say, "Well, shoot, I'm gonna do what Will Smith did, and I'm gonna go do it," and then they're gonna get a different blowback, and we're gonna have a different type of problem.
That was called stage rage. You know, you got road rage. That's stage rage.
All right, so
Bless,
what we got to do
let
is
me get a word
lot
in
of
here,
people
okay?
requesting, so we're gonna try to rotate
you,
some folks who haven't been
Ball
talking.
Hog, you
as
can kick
much.
me
So
out.
If you
can kick me off. I don't need to.
okay. So if you haven't said anything, you want to share, because I know Bless and Angie have been providing feedback, so we let them stay. But if you haven't said anything, you just want to say one thing, and you're a speaker now, just go ahead and raise your hand. We could let you get your wisdom out, and then we could rotate more speakers in. So go ahead.
Hey, we definitely need some more women on the mic. So if there's women in here, please, if y'all want to speak, go ahead and request.
Absolutely. Seven Cities, go ahead. Or was it Steve? My bad. It might have been Steve. Go ahead, Steve, because you was off mute. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing to this. It's just a different perspective. My dad dealt with anger management and mental issues my whole life. He died about 5 years ago, and I can remember he didn't like to be in public settings because he had a short fuse. And I can remember things setting him off when I was a child. I remember at a football game when I was a freshman, I was out on the field playing, and someone started heckling our coach. My dad told him to sit down, and the guy said, "I'll meet you in the parking lot," right? And of course, that set him off. And my dad met him in the parking lot and let him have it. And I know that there's people out there like that deal with mental issues, and my dad was one of them. He definitely dealt with anger management, and what Will Smith did was wrong. And like Bless is saying, Chris is the victim here. But you got to realize that you don't know who's on the other side of your comment. You don't know if they're dealing with mental issues. You don't know how short their fuse is. And if you're in a situation where you can study up and you're writing your stuff for a show that you're about to do, or you've got an opportunity, you've got to make sure you do your homework. And Chris is definitely, he didn't mean any harm out of that. And if he didn't do his homework there and understand what's going on, then shame on him for doing that. But Chris is definitely the victim, no doubt. But there are people out there with guns. There are people out there that have nothing to lose. Of course, Will has a lot to lose. But there's people out there that don't have a lot to lose, and mental issues are real. And what Will did when he stood up and he slapped that man, that I thought one kind of way when I saw that. But when I saw Will's face when he was yelling at Chris from his seat, I knew that was my dad. That was that man with a mental issue that couldn't control himself in that moment. And I just wanted to say that. And thanks for sharing this space with us, Hawk.
Anybody else got? Let me see. Lone Wolf. I see you got your hand up.
Dre, you got your hand up. What's up, man?
Going once, going twice. We'll let Bless go. Go ahead, Bless.
Everybody's talking about, Will's anger and mental issues. That goes both ways, because what if Chris Rock decided that, hey, you know what? He embarrassed me at the Oscars, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of business. That'll be the consequences Will suffers. It's going to keep going back and forth.
Hey,
so how
you really you top flight for Chris Rock right now.
Because I don't like the fact that what I don't like is Will went up there and hit him. He went back to his seat and insulted him, and nobody did nothing. Everybody comforted Will.
Yeah.
That's what pissed me off. Right. Words don't mean anything, but he went up there and punched that man in his face.
Facts, Blessed.
Ooh, my ears gonna be bleeding.
They said ain't nobody listening to you now talking about some facts after what you said about Jada. Look at you.
Yeah, say it on a whole other level today.
Hey, disrespectfully, fuck Jada.
Come on, dog.
The reality is,
I love
Will punched this man in the face. I don't care if she had alopecia or not. He punched this man in the face. A black man at that.
Yeah, he smacked him hard.
So just imagine.
You heard did you hear the loud thump?
And Jada put that battery in his back.
And then she had the nerve to kiss him and congratulate him, like, "Yeah, baby, you did the right thing."
Congratulated him for that. Oh, she
kissed him when he was going up to get his award.
Oh,
Hey, hold on. Time out. Hold on. Look, I don't condone no violence, but we all know what Martin said. If Mike Tyson disrespected him, like, baby, you better get him. Gina loved Martin at the time, and Hearns beat him up in her honor. But that was a TV show. We ain't condoning violence, though. Who got their hand up next? I don't want to.
I guess Will enjoys being made look like a fool in the public's eye by his wife.
What is it? The chief executive? You can go ahead. Let's see, you got your hand up.
Terrible.
They have to unmute their mic.
Okay, so everybody's always talking about black men don't protect the black woman. The black woman is the most underrepresented and underprotected woman. But the loudest dissenters of Will Smith's action is coming from a black woman. Now, you can't have it both ways. Jada Smith, regardless of what happened in their marriage, has an immune system problem. Chris Rock, as long as they have been friends, knows what he can say and what he cannot say. He knew that happened, and there was no reason for him to say that. So he deserved to be slapped and slapped again.
That's a good opinion. A lot of people have that opinion. That's a good opinion for you to have. But my problem with that, and I'll let you speak back on it, is in that setting that they're in, the highest stage of entertainment at the Oscars, to be in that setting, do you still think that was okay for Will to walk on the stage and do what he did?
Yes, I do. If there was a problem with it, there's security. I have worked events that have been in that building. Security is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. If they felt that what Will Smith did, it would not be us on Twitter having spaces. It wouldn't be white people freaking out because, no shade, their wives are used to being slapped and tossed around. But yet,
how many of people got in jail? How many of your family members
everybody wants to say that what Will Smith did was wrong because it was at the Oscars. Really? That's the best thing we can come up with?
Yeah, it was wrong because he did it at the Oscars in front of a whole bunch of people.
Would it have been better if he did it in the alley behind the Oscars?
Yes, ma'am. It would have been better if he did it in the alley or backstage.
It was done in such a public way where people are going to say it was okay, and people are going to, take away from that it's okay to do that. Who's to say other celebrities are, going to think that that's okay?
The point is, he defended his wife. Maybe some of y'all are not used to the men in your life defending you.
That's what I was just getting into that argument with someone on Twitter. I was like, if you never had a man love
whether we like
for you, just say that.
We don't like it. That's not our concern. That's their marriage. That's their marriage.
The problem is they're shaming you for 3+ years. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah,
The
that's
only
the
bitch
real
I know,
problem.
Michael, is your mama. Now that's the problem.
7 Cities. Go ahead, my guy.
Hey, what's up, Law? Big Law, man. Hey,
after you.
look, like for me, I feel like both of them have the right to do what they're going to do. I mean, I get it. Chris is up there entertaining and he's saying certain things. And for what I understood, he didn't necessarily know that it was alopecia. And I don't have a problem with what Will did. It's just, you know, we already have a blackness image issue in front of white people. So I wouldn't have had it done in front of the Oscars and the, you know, and the whole audience. You know, I would have approached that man after the commercial break. He went off stage. I would have followed him back there, and we would have had it right there. We would have talked, or we was gonna fight. Whatever it was gonna happen then. Or, you know, like Puffy said, we're gonna have to handle this at the after party. I'm just saying for myself. And I'm not, and I do understand defending, you know, my woman's honor, and I would have did the same thing, but I would have went about another way because it's about already we got issues. You know, we cried about Oscars so white. You know what I'm saying? So if the Oscars are so white, you know, and they already don't, huh?
I say great point. Keep going, my bad.
You know, and we all upset about this. Oh man, ain't no black movies, ain't no black actors. You know, we got to show that, okay, we can handle our shit in house, okay, and we got to take care of this shit in house. And
absolutely,
if somebody got to get checked, check them, but you check them in our environment, in our neighborhood. We don't go into their neighborhood, act a fool, so they can kick us back out again. You follow me?
Why not? They come to our neighborhoods and act a fool. Us and y'all getting upset about it.
So it's okay to
do you check the police? Go check the police.
Seven Cities.
Check the police when they hit you.
I like this shit here.
Can I answer?
Check the police. Slap the shit out of them. That's if you want to check somebody.
So, well, hold on. That's a whole. Hold on. You talking? The police is a whole different subject. We're not talking about police. We're
well, I'm just saying, everybody talking about defending your wife. We talking about defending your wife and your honor. Slap the shit out the police.
We're talking about 2 millionaire black men on stage acting a fool, okay, in front of white America. Okay?
Exactly.
And what I'm saying
don't be that way at the Oscars. Be that way all the time. Don't be that way at the Oscars. When you on the street and you see the police and they come punch you with the blood, slap the shit out of them.
Who's not gonna?
Don't be all up at the Oscars.
One mic. Hold on. Come on. Let's make sure we're not talking over each other because a lot of y'all provided some great context and feedback. So, Bless and Imo. If that's I'm saying your name right, I know you two guys were talking, so you go ahead. Y'all can go ahead and unmute. I know y'all.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, she's talking about defending his wife's honor. What honor? She's all over the internet talking about her entanglement. What honor? She don't have any honor. You don't have any honor.
What you mean?
Sis, if you've never had anyone love you enough to stand up for you, just say that. But why are you so mad? Why are you so mad?
Shut up.
You've never had a man love you enough to stand up for you, just say that.
I don't have to because I stand up for myself. I kick ass myself. Good, yeah. I'm not a passive
pussy. Her man's gonna do the same thing for her as well.
I'm not a passive pussy. I'm not a passive pussy. I know how to speak up for myself. I would have went out there and Jack slapped his ass if he said that about me. So I don't need Bill to do that.
Okay, so you're being a hypocrite. So you're saying
no, I'm not. No, I'm saying if I wanted to, I wouldn't hit him. I wouldn't hit him. I wouldn't hit him. I would have said, baby, why did you do that? No, I would have said, baby, why did you do that?
Make it better in that white neighborhood that you call.
I would have told my husband not to hit him. I would have been pissed off if my husband hit him.
So you rather be pissed off and have hypertension than have your man stand up for your honor?
No.
Who raised you?
Who raised you? You must have got a lot of people in jail because every time somebody.
Hey man, I hate to keep having to mute people, but Please, y'all quit. Y'all quit going in on each other with the. We got to be respectful for each other. And what's being overseen is like 7 cities came through and dropped a lot of stuff on us right there, and we was trying to kind of get to the points that he made, and it kind of got lost in translation because everybody's. We don't want to go to the personal attacks and stuff like that. So, 7 cities, you still had your hand up. So I want to at least go back to him and see that he have anything else to say.
Hey, real quick before you do, let me just throw this out there because it piggybacks off of what he said. Do we feel next year or the following years it's going to be an issue with representation for us at the Oscars because of this incident?
Seven cities, you can go ahead again. You still got your hand up.
There you go. Okay, yeah. Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. A few years ago, we was talking about none of the black movies or what black actors are getting or black directors are getting any love. And they said, hey, Oscar's so white. So when we get up there, and something like this happened, they already treat us a certain way. So I just felt like it was irresponsible for Will in one way. I get it. You want to defend your woman's honor. Okay. Now, there's different ways to do that. You don't have to go up and beat him to death, but, you can handle some things in another way. But the whole issue of handling our own stuff, in-house, like Puffy said, if you saw what Puffy said, hey, look, we all going to be at the whatever's called the black after party, the black, whatever it was, the black after party. Chris, we're going to handle this like family in-house. Chris and Will, y'all going to be there. That's what should have happened.
Exactly.
Will should have kept his cool for the moment. Okay, comforted his wife. That's what he should have been doing at first. You seeing how upset he was. He should have been comforting her. Okay, so baby, it's okay, it's cool. All right. This guy's acting cool. He's putting out jokes. We're gonna take care of it. I'm gonna take care of it. I'm not gonna say that after the fact. Then we can go to the after party, wherever y'all can be together. Then we can talk it out. We can fight it out. Whatever we're gonna do, we're gonna do. But it wasn't the time to do it. It's not in our jurisdiction. You know what I mean? When you're out of your jurisdiction, you don't act a fool.
And we got to back up. Like the hosts are always so always going to be before you leave the house that somebody's going to be roasted. The fact that you're being nominated, you probably had a say so in who was going to be the host.
Well, let's remember Chris Rock was not the host.
Presenter. Yeah, he's a presenter. He's just presenting that award.
So that does throw another element into it.
That's what we look at Chris a little different. Like, dang, you presenting and you still felt like you had to get your jokes.
What's up, everybody? Nah, what Will Smith did last night is the perfect example of why so many black men are in prison, because we're so reactive. I mean, how do you go from telling a joke to putting hands on somebody, and now you're at a regular brother would be locked up. That's why so many of us are in prison now. And for somebody to think that it's okay to respond to a joke by putting hands on somebody, this man makes money by telling jokes. Jada wasn't the only person that he cracked on last night. He cracked on everybody he could. No, but Will was the only one walked up on stage who wanted to play tough. But he wasn't tough when August was smashing.
Oh man, that's a totally different situation.
That is uncalled for. Are you mad that Jada was so smashing you?
We gotta stop doing that.
Nah, I'm good.
We know Will smacking Chris ain't cool, but now we want Will to smack August Alsina when they agree to see separate people. Like, we gotta make sure we provide the whole context. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, man.
But what I'm saying, what I'm ultimately saying is that for Will to do what he did because of a joke was completely uncalled for. That was a bit.
Your wife has an immune disease problem, and they crack on her. I want you to keep that same positivity.
Hey, yo, Henny, what's up, Henny?
Hey, I appreciate the vine, guys. I think we got a little feedback. You were gonna want to mute up if you're. I don't think if you're talking, because it does feedback quite a bit. But I wanted to add some. I understand the compassion for Jada's situation. I get that. I get the compassion of the idea of sticking up for your woman, that sort of thing. But obviously the cause and effect or the responsibility of a society here is, we saw a crime get committed last night on TV. Everyone saw a crime. A man was assaulted, right? It was on TV. And he, for better or for worse, whether it's right or wrong, it was a crime, right? And so part of integration,
It cannot be a crime unless it's been criminally
Let him
prosecuted.
finish.
Yeah, I mean, my point is, if we allow like society to just decide to dictate its own rules on national TV, what are we saying for the long term? I mean, does that help our children? Does that help us? If we allow that to like, hey, just let it go. No, it's good. I mean, I'm just putting that out there. Like, is it? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Look, I'm just saying if we're going there. If we're going there, where does that stop? That's what I'm saying.
Hey, bro, you know black people believe in street justice.
Yeah, I'm talking about people as a whole, right? I'm part black. I'm Puerto Rican. I mean, I don't want
justice have a lot of us in prison right
Puerto
now.
Rican is not negrita.
Yeah. Hey, I'm black too. All right. So let me be clear. I don't care. I don't care about that talk. I care about this talk. I don't want a black person hitting another black person. I don't want a white person hitting an Asian person. I don't want people thinking they can just smack people just because they can get away with it. That's called a crime.
Oh, but bruh, violence is going against a man's nature because violence is ingrained in us.
And in a society, I guess the question I have for you guys:
Speak for
is it
yourself,
okay to just
man.
let it go?
Speak for you. I mean, bro,
Can I say something? And
is a
hello,
national
panelists.
instinct.
But the first thing I want to say is that as far as on a public stage, I agree that he could have handled that very differently. But at the same token, what he was doing was he was being a husband defending his wife. And they do have a history, and he has pulled Chris Rock aside back in 2018 and talked to him and said, hey, look, can you lay off with my wife?
Yeah.
And he still persists. So given the fact that he did a documentary called Good Hair, and there was a segment in that documentary where he spoke to women that did, quote unquote, the big chop of cutting off their hair. And they all talked about the emotional and mental impact on them. So Chris Rock was very aware of the joke that he made. And there are boundaries as far as decency as a human being. And he knew he crossed it. Now, was that the right thing to do? And we can have hypotheticals now about what would have been the appropriate thing to do. But in that moment, he did something that we rarely ever see, and that's a black man not killing a black woman, because femicide is on the high within our community. Let's not act like we don't know that, but to actually see a black man defending his wife was something that we've never seen. Now, yes, it was on a public stage, and I agree with you, it should never have happened. But and I understand the sentiment of, can we allow people to commit crimes and walk away with it? Well, we have that all the time, okay?
No cap.
Smith's accuser of whistling at him, she's still alive. Well, she's walking around alive.
That's
you had something as early as January 6th, the riot, and you had people still walking around. You have a president that was treating
Black Lives Matter
in his actions. He's still walking around. So that's selective. So was he acting out of emotion? Definitely. But he also was defending his black wife, and he was making sure that she was okay. Yes, he laughed at the joke until he saw his wife's face and saw the pain and the hurt. And unless you've looked into a woman's face, a black woman's face, who has lost her hair and having to deal with that, you don't know how that impacts.
I lost my hair too.
Hey.
Because I had a bad perm.
No. It's different from losing your hair because you do something to yourself and having, a illness,
it's not that
or
deep.
having
It's not that deep.
or having
but it's not that
to
deep.
watch a loved one go through something.
It's not that deep now.
Who is that talking? Was that Maya?
Yes. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Miss Maya, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
When you said, I think you said when you started talking that it was documented that Will had said something to Chris
No,
about.
I didn't say it was documented. What I said was that he had pulled him aside, that it was, and I think the Griot or the Root, where they had a discussion after a nice little run-in after his joke. I want to say it wasn't 2018. I think it was 2016. After he had hosted the Oscars or some award, and he took a jab at Jada then. And then there was another little jab, and in the Root and the Griot, there was some tension. And so he did speak to him about it.
So that's what I'm asking. So it's a known fact that they've talked about their interaction before.
They have spoken to each other before, after his 2016 presentation, and he took a nice little swipe at Jada.
Yeah, I've seen that clip. I just didn't. I'm asking for myself because I didn't know that there was a conversation between those two men that, hey, you need to lay off my wife.
Yeah, I heard before they even stepped on stage, he was trying to let them know, like, hey, you know, just make sure you stray away from. That's what I heard, but I don't know if it's accurate. It can just hearsay.
That's what's being reported in California.
Even before that, I think it was posting the Root or the Griot, which are both Black online publications where there was tension. And they apparently, I guess, had ironed it out. So this was a little bit.
Somebody muted everyone. Hold on.
I can't run.
Y'all can unmute yourself now. I don't know what happened. There you go. Whoever was talking, go ahead. I apologize. I don't know how that happened.
Seven Cities, you still got your hand up? You got something?
Oh no, it shouldn't still be up. But yeah, I was just reiterating my point. That's all.
With the ice cream man.
Something.
Yo.
Yeah, I don't know who mic that was, but
If said still on, it's got to be said.
It was said.
Did you at the ice cream truck?
Something. But no, I just felt like it's a, that should have been an in-house issue. We can take care of ourselves, and he didn't have to show out like that in front of those people.
It was unnecessary.
Sure, it was unnecessary.
The joke doesn't justify the punch. Everybody, that's what I keep hearing. Oh, well, she has alopecia, and he has a right to defend his woman. Oh, please. You know how many people talk about Jada? Her bald head?
Right,
knock
that
nigga out, though.
And that wasn't me playing all that ice cream music, so accuse somebody else.
My bad, Sid. I thought it was
People talk about Jada. His wife is going to always be insulted because she's a public figure.
But
so they can either get out of public or deal with it.
I would like. I would.
There's still some things that are touchy.
I would like.
Even being a
Ago,
public
they were
figure.
talking about their sex
I don't
life.
care. I want to talk about Jada.
You sure got a lot to say.
I do, especially about that toxic woman.
She is toxic, just like Will.
And Will is at fault for staying with that woman. That marriage should have been ended long ago.
Yeah, that's why he's toxic.
Sid, I got a question because you keep hitting on it. So I just want to. What's your beef with Jada and Will's marriage?
I'll talk to someone from the music off. Okay, my problem with it, what it is that she publicized all her wrongdoings. You literally went on national TV and took this man's masculinity away, which is happening with so many high-profile black men. Dwayne Wade as well. Gabrielle Union straight took that man's masculinity away. But we don't want.
But my question is, and I want you to hit on it. But my question is, if they're allowing it to happen, Will was in this marriage, and this is something that he wants. He been cheating. He been doing his thing too, and he chooses to stay in it. So why?
She didn't publicly do anything.
Let me correct you, brother. It ain't cheating because they had an open relationship.
Thank you. It was not open.
It was open. They admitted it.
Hey, sister girl, we know.
Did you watch the interview with Oprah Winfrey?
We know you.
Sis, you don't even watch Red Table Talk. So you don't even get her perspective. You want to remain
watch the interview she had with Oprah Winfrey.
Hey, hold on, y'all.
You just want to pick and choose what you want to hear. You don't get all the time.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm and say.
I am calm.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're angry.
Yes, I am. You can't tell me what the fuck I am and what I'm not.
You're not calm.
Hey, hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Because you keep talking.
Hold on one second.
To talk.
Right, we want to give each person. So I still want to get back to what I shouldn't have talked over you. Said I apologize. I still want to get to the root of what the beef with the relationship said. That's what I wanted you to get out. I'm sorry.
She broke the man, point blank. Period.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying for you, like you've been going in on her, but what about him? He got a part in it too. He's staying in it.
Of course, he's weak-willed. He's a beta.
He's not being held hostage though.
He's a beta. Point blank. Period.
And you're alpha by leaving.
Is that how you have to break down relationships in such simple terms, alpha and beta? That's how you have to break it down to understand it?
Hey, how do you mute other people in here?
You can't do that, Sid.
Oh, I can't? God damn it, because I keep hearing wasps. But
Ms. Angie, what you had to say on the subject we was just talking about? I know you had something.
Nothing. I'm just saying, like, if you guys actually did your research and tried to learn a little bit about their relationship from her perspective, from his perspective, then you wouldn't be so judgmental.
I'm going to be judgmental regardless of what you say.
It's still wrong that he hit Chris. That's the whole subject.
Okay, but we're not talking about that right now.
Well, that's what the subject should be about.
Well, we're not talking
about how. That's what the subject should be about.
We're not talking about that right now.
You want to feel sorry for Will.
We're not talking about that right now.
But that's what the subject is about. Will Smith.
Okay, but we're not talking about that right now.
Both of y'all, be quiet. It's my turn to talk. God damn it.
Tell this lady.
What's wrong with you?
No, nothing's wrong with me. You trying to interject.
You have an affair with Will.
Even belong.
Did you have an affair with Will?
Both of y'all been going at each other like damn velociraptors. Shut the hell up.
She's going at me. I'm talking about the slap. She's talking about Will's feelings.
How about both of y'all
don't know how to have a civilized conversation or debate?
He said, man, how you gonna talk to the females like that, bro? You disrespectful. You is the ultimate disrespectful. You could be the new WWE character, the diabolical women hater. Say it. Nah, I'm just saying what you said. You don't hate women. All right, we're gonna unmute.
Hey, bro, I don't hate women, but sometimes you got to talk to them more than just.
I cleaned it up. I made sure they know you don't hate women.
But no, this is the question that I pose to a lot of men when they sitting up there saying, I get why Will was defending his wife. The question I pose to them, with no caveats added or nothing, answer it simple as it is. Your wife has ran you through the public eye with nothing but shame and guilt for the past 3 years. You will still defend her?
But the thing is, it was never like she volunteered to do this.
I'm talking like you know them personally.
You asked the question.
I know.
You don't know them.
I'm talking period because you don't know shit.
You don't know shit. You talking like you know them personally.
You have an entanglement. Shut the fuck up. You don't know shit.
Did you have an entanglement with Will?
You don't know shit. Why are you talking?
Did you have an entanglement with Will? Because you get real hot in your pants, lady.
Whoa. Come on now. Hey, Sid, to answer your question though, if that's still my wife, yes, she's still my wife. I still want to be in marriage.
You know where's Sid from?
Sid from VA, but he just
from VA.
Yeah.
So said, whenever he unmute everybody, I want to, just because we done seen this stuff go on, it's just like, Will ain't the only person, the only dude, and Jada ain't the only lady that's like them. Like, everybody from every hood, as in hood, I'm saying neighborhood, has a couple that do some things a little different than what you do. So we've seen it before. We've seen domestic abuse, but the woman continue to go back to the man. We've seen a woman that continually cheats on her husband, but the husband goes back. Like this, it happens all the time. So that's why I was trying to get to why you were so focused on, you're so mad at their relationship, because we see it all the time.
Go ahead.
Hey, Hawk.
Yo, go ahead,
The
bro.
reason
My
why
bad, go
I'm
ahead.
so focused on Jada, the reason why
Can Czar talk? I'm dying to hear Czar talk.
Czar said, "Oh my God."
No. Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead, say finish.
Let me finish. The reason why I'm focused so badly on Jada is that most men's bad behavior is always put on the spotlight, not women's. Women's behavior and feelings are always coddled. No, that time is over. That shit needs to be exposed. Just like she was the catalyst for this damn event that happened last night that put 2 black men, successful black men, into the public's eye. This right here was supposed to be Will's crowning achievement of a night, and it was overshadowed by an event that was all for just to validate a woman's
But that's
feelings.
not because of Jada. He made it. He's his own man.
Fuck
He
out
decided
of
to
here.
do that.
Fuck out of here.
You're blaming the
Jada
wrong
ass was
person.
mad that he
You
made that.
claim to be a man's man, and you
Where did you see her ever lost? Where did you see that?
She put that battery in that man
Where?
back because she
Where
was
did you
mad.
see that?
Will was laughing at the joke till he looked at Jada.
Yeah, she was upset, and then he decided
until he
to take it upon himself. He decided
light.
to take it upon
That
himself to go and
toxic
do
bitch
that.
put that
Where did
damn
she put the
battery in
battery?
his back.
She was upset. Is she not allowed to make an expression when she's upset?
That Tweety Bird.
Yeah, but he thought it was funny. He thought it was funny.
Yeah, that Tweety Bird had.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't think it was funny. He was laughing.
He did think
out
it
of
was funny.
nervous
He laughed.
laughter.
He was laughing.
He wasn't laughing because he genuinely
I
thought
don't
it was
know so much
funny.
about Will.
Did you really think that he genuinely thought it was funny that somebody made a joke?
Yes,
about
he
his
did.
wife
He
on
laughed.
her head?
Damn right, he thought it was funny.
He laughed.
It was funny.
He laughed.
No.
He didn't have a sad face. He laughed.
And that night,
People laugh.
him running his.
People laugh. Not because.
It don't matter. That was his night, and now it got overshadowed by her and her damn feelings.
That was his own decision to do that. She didn't tell him to do that.
Yes, she.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
Her body language.
Her body. I can't say for sure if she did.
Her body language.
Talk to him, Czar. Talk to him. But you also can't say for sure that she did either.
You acting like you
She
narrated.
put that battery in that man back.
Oh, I'm gonna defend them because I actually rock with them. I really
I know
do
you
like
do.
them.
That's what I'm saying. You rock with them. You don't care. You can knock the hell out of anybody. You don't
That's
care.
clear.
Doesn't mean you have to.
You can knock the hell out of any. You can knock the hell out of anybody.
But
You don't
I've
care.
read all of their
And
books.
here's an
I
even
read their
better
books.
point,
I
right
watched
here.
their episodes.
That doesn't
I
make him
their
right.
perspective on what they have to say about it. You're just making
Nobody
assumptions
cares
of your own
about what.
ignorance
Nobody
and
cares.
whatever narrative you want to pursue.
That's what you're doing, lady.
No, that's what you're doing, sweetheart.
Will had no right to hit
You
that
just want
man.
to pursue whatever narrative
And
you want to
stop
pursue. That's
defending him.
fine.
I don't care how many of his books you read.
Wait.
You're responsible for your ignorance.
Oh, girl, please.
Wait, can I
You're
chime in real
responsible for
quick?
your ignorance.
Meet me on-
Period.
meet me on the corner.
Plain and simple.
Meet me on the corner.
Can do no wrong.
Plain and simple.
Meet me on the corner.
Sweetheart, don't get caught up in this virtual reality, okay?
You're caught up.
Can I say something real quick? Now,
But bless, thank you much, man, for holding Jada accountable. I appreciate it a whole lot.
what's up, Sid?
What's up, Kev? This is the
This
one.
all Jada fault anyway.
Thank
Because
you.
When you have and y'all ladies can say what y'all want to say. First of all, Will was wrong. When you
in your
have,
lives that have emasculated you.
can we put that on mute real quick so I can say something? When you have your wife hosting these shows and she admits to getting her back blown out by a younger dude while y'all still kind of married, that's wrong.
And mind you, the young dude was on the verge of
They were
killing
already
him.
broken up. Did you even listen
No,
to her side
no.
of
But you
perspective? They were
still
already
married.
broken up.
This is not a
First off,
boyfriend
they
girlfriend.
weren't
Okay,
This
yes,
is
they
still
were
married.
legally married, but there's also something called separation.
You admitted, but
There's
you admitted you
there's
getting your
something called
back blown out
separation.
by
There's
August
separation.
Alsina.
I don't want to be yelling back and forth. You guys talk. Go ahead. I don't
No,
want to be yelling.
you
Go ahead.
you continuously.
We can have a
you
conversation
continuously-
if you want to, but I'm not going to be
Y'all
speaking
trying to
over you
jump- Y'all
guys.
trying to jump Angie, man. Why y'all trying to jump Angie, man?
No, we ain't jumping Angie.
We ain't jumping Angie, bro.
Why is Angie defending Will who hit Chris?
I mean,
Talk about his
I
book.
didn't defend him hitting Chris.
You
Did I
are.
defend him hitting Chris?
Because you keep
What?
talking about him.
When did I say I was defending him hitting Chris?
Bless
You can't put your hands
When
on
did I defend
nobody.
him for hitting Chris? I said him.
Dude, I
I
don't think
said
he's
him
defending
hitting
Will.
Chris is wrong. Did I not say that? I made that very clear.
But you keep talking about Will's feelings.
Your personal
Yeah, so what's wrong with that? I'm giving context.
Okay, nobody cared. Nobody cared.
Yeah, because
You
you
are
want to push
ignorant.
your narrative.
Nobody
You want to push your narrative
cares
and you
about
want to be
his
ignorant.
feelings.
Be
Girl,
responsible
calm
for your
down.
ignorance.
Can I
Be
talk?
responsible for your ignorance. You
Calm down. Will don't
Be
want
responsible
to.
for your
Hawk. You
ignorance.
can
Be
pull it out,
responsible
bro.
for your ignorance.
Hey, I can't.
Will don't want to,
Be
girl. You
responsible
can't have
for your
entanglement.
ignorance. Period.
No entanglement,
Plain
Will.
and simple. You need to be responsible for your ignorance.
Calm down.
Queen.
Calm
I
down.
am calm.
No, you're not.
Yes, I
They
am.
should've-
You
they
can't
should've
tell me
handled
I'm what I'm
like
You
not.
are angry bird. Calm
They
down.
should have
Girl,
talked about
cry.
it. There shouldn't have been
Only
no
angry
hands
bird
put
is
on
you.
nobody.
Yo, if Blessed and
She
Angie,
keeps
y'all,
defending-
Blessed and Angie, if y'all,
And
if
there's
y'all have
nothing
a
wrong
fight,
with that.
I'll
What
pay
can your
for it.
brain not
I'll pay
process
for it.
different perspectives? Are you that much
Hold
of
on,
a
let me get-
simpleton?
let
You
me
can't
get-
process different perspectives? You gotta push your one narrative.
Hold on, I'm gonna get some more. I gotta rotate some speakers, man. Y'all. I gotta get E Hart in here. Let me see, man. Hold on. Respectfully, hold on. Then I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all getting heated here. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, go ahead. Look, for the record, hold. Let me mute one more time. Angie's not condoning Will hitting Chris. She's just empathizing with what he went through growing up. She's just providing context. And I think like I said earlier, I think a lot of times when people empathize with a situation, some people interpret that as condoning or backing. You know what I'm saying? And I think she was just trying to give insight, provide insight. But nobody on this space has said, yeah, we would Will slapping the hell out of Chris. Everybody was like, no, he shouldn't have done that. So, all right, y'all go ahead.
Can I speak real quick?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm from Duval County down here in Jacksonville. If some man walks up and slaps me, I'm gonna knock the shit out of his ass, just straight up. But
thank you. That's right, bro.
For the
No, we respect Chris for his restraint. Definitely, he get kudos for that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I do think, and it's sad to say this, but I do think there will be backlash, and the old white heads that are in charge of all that shit are going to be like, oh no, we can't have no colored people or no Asians or nobody else around. And I think it's going to be a backlash, and it's shitty because there's so much good content that is now coming out. Well, for years it's been coming out, but finally hitting the spotlight that they should have been getting over the years. I think it's now going to be foreshadowed and kind of hush, and it sucks because it's good quality stuff that's coming out.
E Hart, the legend. What's up, E Hart? Appreciate you jumping into space.
Nah, I appreciate you for having me. Y'all are hilarious. And I came in kind of late. I just want to ask a serious question. Like, we believe this? Like, we're not seeing the stage, the acting in this whole skit? Like, we actually believe that this is real? Like, we didn't see the way, like, we ever seen somebody get smacked with a cock back like that? Like, come on, y'all. That shit was written.
Yep.
And we arguing like it's for real, for real. They're laughing because the Oscars ain't have this much talk about in 3, 4, 5 years. It was Will's first Oscar. Like, this is all an act, y'all. Why are we arguing about this like it's for
That's
real?
a good point.
And I
No,
kind
it's
of
just more ammo for me on Jada. That's all.
Can I chime in
Please
real quick?
do, Czar.
Nobody
Please
wants
do,
to.
Czar.
Okay, so me and Sid had a conversation. Sid, what did I tell you about the acting?
You thought it was staged?
Because the producer is who? Billy Porter. Billy Porter, three weeks to a month ago, said on Extra, I'm producing and directing the Oscars. You will see a spectacle, something you have never seen before. And what did we get last night? I don't.
Why
you know?
And Kev, after you told me that, I went and researched it, and damn sure if he didn't come up in the producer
right about
credits.
Sunday. Everybody give a round of applause emojis for Zara. Zara finally
shut up.
Damn substance.
Yeah, Zara,
son.
I see the day,
I got my receipt, son.
Zara for something he said. God dang it, y'all better screenshot this.
Hey, Kev, I'll give you your flowers, bro. At least you ain't capped this time.
I ain't capped. It's all
What would be the purpose for this being staged, though? Why would it be staged?
So
because this is the first.
We're talking about it.
Views.
Can I say something real quick? So you asked why would it be? Okay, my bad.
Go ahead.
Bad. You asked why is it staged? Because first of all, it's a black director / producer. And basically, this is a show of people of color.
Y'all done ran Angie out of here.
Nah, bro, she was emotional. She was emotional.
Hey, then she was doing fine.
She got emotional.
Blessings is going at it. Then you want to jump in here with your F Jada looking self. We ain't forgot you said that.
Pretty much, yeah. That's when she got emotional.
You said that.
She might be the long lost child of Will Smith and Jada.
Oh, that was said today.
That's his girlfriend.
F Jada. That's messed up.
Girlfriend.
But no, y'all don't want y'all married men don't want to hold her accountable though for putting that battery in.
All I said was, if I'm still married to Jada, if I'm Will, I'm still married to Jada. Obviously, I still want to be there, so I'm still going to defend my wife. That's all.
So let me hear from you right now, Mod. Is Jada toxic?
I don't know. That ain't my wife.
Look, he's trying to be PC now.
Bro,
he's trying to be PC now. He don't want to give it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, said. Why he just don't leave though? Kids is grown, all that. Like, why he just don't leave?
Because she pays.
Because she got that yank.
Hold on.
The money.
Hey, boss. It's all part of the simp mentality.
Facts.
He thinks that he can fix everything. He thinks that he can really fix it.
All right, so but at that
point, he's fine with being second in her mind. We all know, and we all know who's first in her mind.
Who first? Tupac.
Who's first?
Tupac. She came out publicly and said, "I'm feeling like Tupac."
Oh, that messed me up right
now.
I hate you. Hey, Darren, you see we got.
I believe Jada is a witch.
Am I lying?
Jada is a witch.
She came out and said it.
Hard in the building, dog.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Legend. What's happening?
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
You can't be mad at me for speaking the truth. That's what it is. She came out and said it herself.
Oh, is that she know voodoo?
He still thinks.
Yeah, I think she's a witch.
Yo, Bless, come on, yo, Bless.
I do.
Here come the conspiracy theorists. Here we go.
No, it's no conspiracy theory. She's a witch. That's why she has so much control over him.
Yo, Bless is off the chain, man.
No, it's not.
Just like Gabrielle Union, she's been pulling the strings in that marriage.
Women can put a spell on man. I'm telling you, they do that.
So Erica,
there's one thing I want to say. Now, when you with your significant other, they may do weird things to you you've never done before with somebody else. Maybe Will didn't want that part to get away from him. Maybe she do something to Will that he liked that he don't want no one else to have.
Hey, can I say something? Hey, Czar, Bless, and said, if y'all start y'all's own conspiracy podcast, count me in.
Conspiracy is real. I'm telling you, it's real.
And when it's
I'm telling you, a lot of women delve into witchcraft. That's how they get some man.
Hey,
they do.
Jacob, it's the old military strategy. You break a man down to build him back up in the way that you want. Fact. She broke Will She broke Will down, and she trying to build that man back up in Tupac's image.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here.
I love it.
Fuck out of here with that, man.
Why would Will lose everything by going up there to slap Chris Rock? Somebody that's smaller than him.
But wait a minute, when you
lose
lose everything, what do you mean?
I mean his reputation. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody cared. He got a standing ovation.
You saying that now?
That's true though.
You think nobody cared?
Made a good point. Standing ovation after the fact. They enabling, huh?
But everybody was asleep. They was asleep. They didn't wake up.
But check
they thought it was a joke.
But here's the thing: which one is more important to Will? His reputation or his legacy?
His reputation.
Man, I don't know.
Okay.
That's why he went up there and slapped. That's why he went up there and slapped.
Apparently,
Chris.
It's his
legacy. It's his reputation. You don't care about his legacy.
About his wife.
It's his wife. I feel like his legacy.
My first reaction was, well, back to Bel Air.
His reputation only matters when he's alive. His legacy is going to be.
I think he is trying to stay relevant though on the low. That's why he has all these podcasts and all these different things that he does.
Here comes Zara talking about
always going to be a fight to stay relevant.
No. Go ahead.
His book is dope. He got a dope book. He got the King Richard. He about to do another I Am Legend. Oh, he about to be back in the box office.
But wait a minute, Amar. Wait a minute. Think of it like
this. That's why he ain't leave her yet, because he in the box.
Yo.
Think of it like this. What do we know Will Smith as right now? The positive guy, right?
I'm about to be sexist right here, but haven't you noticed that once we got all this?
Hold on, Sid.
No.
Sid, hold on. Let me get this point across, bro. So, no, for real. As an actor, we know Will Smith as what? The golden guy.
No, y'all know Will Smith as a punk.
No, what I'm saying is, bro. Hey, Amar, listen.
Czar,
so
this
you're
me
in the
and you talking,
you're
right?
seeing
It's me and you talking, Czar. If that was Wesley Snipes or that was Michael Jai White that slapped Chris Rock, we'd be like, man, hey. But since it was Will Smith, who known as the little,
if Michael Jai White would have slapped Chris Rock, he would have turned to dust. What are you talking about?
He would have fucking died.
We know, you know how we view somebody. Like we never thought. Like, that's why people said Will wouldn't do that if that was The Rock, or Will wouldn't do that if that was D.L. Hughley, or Will wouldn't do that if that was Corey Holcomb. Why? Because people think Will Smith is soft, right?
Yeah, correct. But hold on, what do we look at Will Smith now?
Like he got I see what you're saying.
He got a hood side to him.
Don't agree with me.
Wait a minute. But wait, let me finish.
No. So he got that street cred like you did when you walked through Lincoln Park, right?
Yep. Hey, watch out, man. But look, check this out. But if I'm a producer, I'm seeing Will Smith in a whole. If I'm a director, I'm seeing Will Smith in a whole new light.
Man, Will play that Bad Boys. What you talking about? He might. He can now.
The way he came out and showed the emotion, along with the slapping the bad guy, he can now actually be solidified as a bad guy.
Okay.
Not black man.
Okay. As a director,
a white dude.
That side of Will Smith right
there. Yo, blood.
Not with that smack.
That's just an actor in me. I'm an actor. Will Smith an actor.
That's
real. Recognize real.
You want to know why?
Yo, look, we're being honest.
Ain't did hood since Jazzy Jeff. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit.
If Will would have just laughed that off and did nothing, when he got home, he would have known no peace at all whatsoever. He was doing life, and I'm not. He was doing his speech.
That's a lie. You know what that happened? Jada would have went and found another dick to sit on.
Oh my God!
She gonna do that anyway.
Nah, she out here on.
Hold on, man. Hey, yo, say how you get that off, man, without warning, bro? Hey, look, man, you got one more time, man, to be disrespectful to Jada, man. We not doing that. I'm a disciple of Tupac. I don't allow that here, sir. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to quit it, or I'm gonna turn it to Tupacalypse now on you. Okay, we not gonna do that. So I'm gonna let Coach Larry, he let him talk. But dog, stop, man. Tupac, my favorite rapper, and you talk about Jada. We don't condone that, sir. Stop. Put a hat on like Czar. Go ahead.
She did run with Eazy-E too.
Hey, yo, shut up.
It ain't gonna be that though.
She ran with Eazy-E, bro.
Come on, man.
It ain't gonna be that though.
My B son. I'm going on mute.
Go ahead, Coach Larry, go ahead, bro.
Look, he walked on stage, slapped slapped Chris Rock and walked off as he was still on the set of fucking Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, yo.
That slap was kind of spicy.
Yo.
I mean, look. Hey, can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jake.
If he had the perfect storm when he won that award, if he wouldn't have went up there and slapped him. See, what Chris Rock thought. He thought when Will was coming up there, he thought Will was about to grab the mic and roast him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He didn't see that smack coming. You could tell, and you saw Chris Rock right after he said, "Man, I could. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to go there." And he stopped and he continued. But what Will could have done when he won that award, he could have went up there and talked smack about Chris. He could have roasted him right back. It was just
he could have said sorry, like he apologized to everybody else.
Yeah,
like,
he apologized to the Golden Globe.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Apologize for the action.
Hey, what Timberland had the "Too Late to Apologize" song?
Yeah, there you go.
But
real talk.
Chris should have tried it again as he was walking away. That's what should have happened.
Yeah, smack that neck.
Did it look like he was trying to hold back a laugh after he smacked Chris when he was walking?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You know what it was?
What EH said is facts. We over here talking 2 hours straight about the Golden Globes. When's the last time that happened?
Hey, I ain't never did this before.
Never in life.
Never did this before, so they got me.
You know what real talk. You know what that smack was all about, though. He was trying to get back some of his manhood that Jada took away from him.
Putting that battery in
him. God, Hey, look. Man.
I mean, if we're being honest, bro, she been trifling for a long time, but that's still his wife.
That's his
wife,
man. Her. Yeah.
And I'm gonna talk bad about that wife too. Oh,
hey, Tweety. Let's go ahead. You got your hand up waiting patiently because Sag gonna keep bombing on Jada.
No, what I was saying was, Ball Hawk, is first of all, you got to appreciate the ladies for bringing the energy to this platform.
Facts.
First of all,
facts.
I commend the ladies because we don't have enough of that kind of energy in the building. It's typically a bunch of testosterone running around in here. So, got to commend you ladies for bringing that different and good energy in the building. Secondly, Ball Hawk, now, brother, you got to start a gossip column. You got to start a gossip show, bro. I understand we UVA and we do sports talk radio, boom, boom. But now you got to start, okay?
So you want Petty Hawk to have his own lane is what you saying. Because Petty Hawk deal with...
Listen, bro.
Let's go Petty Hawk all day.
You know I fly with you.
Yeah, y'all just love for my alter ego to get some, like, I gotta make sure the people and the powers that be can compartmentalize that it's a totally separate lane because they like to make it all one when I'm having my fun.
But Ball Hawk
off of it.
But you see, Ball Hawk, that there is such an audience for this, and there's such a need for our people and people that are in our community that need to talk, need to get stuff like this out.
That's facts.
We don't talk enough.
That's a fact.
We don't talk enough.
You're right.
And
the piggyback
even though the two ladies got at each other, believe me, they both thinking about each other's side.
Yep.
That's
a fact.
They think about what she said, even though they may not agree, they thinking about what each other said to each other. And we as men are like, wow, you hear them ladies' perspective, see how they went at it? I'm just saying.
But check this out. I have 8 brothers, so I'm going to defend men sometimes. I'm not going to always defend a woman.
Yeah,
understood.
I have 8 brothers, and 2 sons.
Understood, but what I'm saying is your energy is a refreshing perspective that we typically don't get. I'm just giving you some props on that. And I'm just saying,
I know.
Hey, Bless don't need Bless. In other words, Bless said, hey, boy, don't try to give me no props. I prop myself, sucker.
No, I wasn't saying that. I'm saying the reason why I was talking like that is because I have 8 brothers. So I'm not going to be a woman that defends another woman all the time. That's why I was trying to say.
Well, wait a minute.
That's why I say it's good to get that.
Right. I know. I was agreeing with you.
All right, not to cut y'all up. Let me let my man, big bro, Dwight Vic, go. He had his hand up, waiting patiently. Like 50 Cent said, I've been patiently waiting. Go ahead, Vic.
Hey, yo, what's up? What's up? Can you hear me all?
Yes, sir. I got you, brother.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I've been listening, man. I just want to ask a different perspective on this, man. I'm not going to really debate the conspiracy theories, whether or not it was staged, or different things like that. I just think, man, when it comes when it comes down to it, there's different things that was being honored. I felt like Will and Jada and were selfish because that movie was about honoring their father. I also feel like, especially with the emergence of social media, and you have a lot of, and I'm a licensed therapist. I've been married for 21 years, and I've been with my wife for 25. I met her at Virginia Tech, so I can speak on it from a clinical piece, mental health, and a personal piece. I do couples counseling, family therapy, and individual outpatient in the DMV. So I'm speaking from a personal, professional level. I feel like we have a lot of life coaches, whether it's Black Table Talk, Red Table Talk. I feel like a lot of people have been abusing the mental health piece. When they get in trouble, then they have mental health issues, or they want to take advantage of the system and create these blogs and podcasts and speak on stuff and address serious issues, and they don't have credibility. And the problem is they write books and give out information, and people fall with a banana in a tailpipe every time. And then to add to it, there's a piece when it comes to healthy marriages and relationships, but the controversial ones, whether it's an open marriage or not, or these marriages that Hollywood or the media, social media places on the pedestal, the problem is they're not the examples. I like Will Smith a lot. I've seen the growth in him. I grew up with him from The Fresh Prince, and he's got great movies. I was very excited. I've not watched the Oscars in a long time because of the lack of diversity. So I was a big fan of Will Smith's movie honoring the Williams sisters' father, and then what happened was disgusting. I'm not talking about just the slap. I'm talking about the verbiage afterwards and all the nonsense, because it takes away, man. Like, the Oscars for decades, going back to the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, was always predominantly white. And we finally get more stuff. They were trying to make it more inclusive, and rightfully so. And we get an opportunity, and too many people put Jada and Will as the examples of a relationship and marriage, and they're not. We have so many healthier marriages where, yes, they face issues, but they handle it appropriately.
Yep,
I'm not talking about what you're normal. LeBron and his wife, Angela Bassett and her husband.
Yes.
There are a lot of people that handle their stuff appropriately, but Jada continues to get on these shows, and she talks about her sexual intimacy, the lack of this, that, whatever, and that's her right, and that's her truth. But I tell people, I'm a Vic, and I told my 3 children as early as 5, 6, 7, and 8 years old, you have a responsibility, like it or not, because you inherited a legacy from me, Mike, and Marcus, and your mother. So at the end of the day, it comes with great responsibility. And I feel like they abuse that power, and people take the bait every time and they run with it. And I feel like there's a lot of things. I feel like Jada does not understand her role. I don't mean being submissive and bowing down to Will. She should have a career and be able to do what she needs to do. But ultimately, if you put that stuff out there, when you look at Will from a clinical piece, he looks broken. He's all over the place, and he's still trying to maintain. I've read some of the books, and I've seen the interviews. Will is a fixer, and he's got some unresolved issues from his childhood. I don't know what was said, but I definitely feel like, man, when it comes to toxic relationships and bad examples, we tend to focus on these bad relationships, black or white, and there are a lot of better examples to look at. As far as career and legacy, I'm telling you from someone who's made mistakes in his own life but still been able to rise above, you can't get that time back, whether it was staged or not. And at the end of the day, man, that's a bad look. And I'm not talking about honoring your wife. I've been married. It's times I defend her, but at the same time, I married her because she's strong and she can defend herself as well. And at the end of the day, you got to understand when you step out on that stage and do something, you tweet something, you say something, it's going to be ramifications. And I just really get tired, again, I know I'm repeating myself, of these fake life coaches and clinicians and marital counselors. That's like Steve Harvey wrote a book about marriage. His daughter dating Future, he's been married 3 times. Yet people fall for the banana in the tailpipe. It's just like if Hawk goes live and we talk about something controversial, we get 1,000 people on. We talk about something that's more insightful and powerful, we maybe get less because controversy sells. And they won last night. The problem is the Williams sisters, even though their father was honored, we missed out on that because it's selfish. And that was selfish. That was selfish. And I'm not going to debate with anybody. That's how I feel. He can defend his wife, but, we can all debate whether he could have done this and that. But I feel like a lot of these issues are mental and they're residue from a lot of stuff that happened several years ago, especially in 2020, when the stuff happened with August and all this stuff got out, and then you have his son that tweets, "This is how we do it," and they don't understand, like, this stuff continues to spiral out of control. If you look at people like Allen Iverson, every time he does something, he's retired, a Hall of Famer. They still bring up the bowling alley incident. My cousin, Mike Vick, they continuously talk about what happened, even though he's done more for animals and community service across the country. They never bring that up. Your legacy, man, you only get one chance to create your legacy, man. I just hope people don't miss that.
I got a question.
I appreciate that, big bro.
Flowers to Dwight. Yes, sir.
Man, shut up. You said F Jada. I ain't talking.
Question. So what if Will Smith?
He more Jada counter. Flowers to
Go
Dwight.
ahead, Darian. Go ahead, Darian.
Hold on, I'm sorry. What you say?
So what if Will Smith would have had got his ass whooped, or would have got you know what I'm saying, would have got the repercussion that everybody would have had? He would have been the victim then in front of everybody. So what would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a double-edged sword.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If he steps on that stage, and I mean, I can't see Chris Rock doing it, but if it happened and he got fighting, at the end of the day, I mean, that's going to affect his legacy too, because then he might be viewed as a victim, but then again, he's the initiator. And see, this is the mixed messages. I'm sorry, I don't mean to do the whole one to grow on, eat your vegetables moral stance, but for real, man, I have a legacy. I'm a very important person when it comes down to it, because I have a lot of people that depend on me and look at me. Business owner, I speak at different universities and schools. At the end of the day, it's tough for me to sometimes. Now, I tell people real quick, I'm not perfect. But the moment you step out there and you go out there and you initiate assault, the reality of mixed message is he should have been escorted out. Exactly. If he defended his wife legally, you cannot do that. But that's Hollywood. It gives mixed messages. I am not in the same category as my cousin Mike. I am not in the same category as Cedric the Entertainer or Sandra Bullock or The Rock. So the reality is, if they do something, they usually can get away with it regardless of their stature, their money. If I do something and assault somebody, it's going to be ramifications. And here's the thing we don't think about, right? He slapped him, and he slapped him hard, whether you believe it was created, manufactured for buzz or hype. That's debatable. But here's the thing about an impulse decision. I worked in the prison system for 4 years, and I worked with so many intelligent men and women from all races and demographics. A decision that usually takes 10 seconds, sometimes a minute or maybe shorter, can cost you your life. Because if he hit him a little bit different or damaged his eye socket, then you're talking about some more serious infractions. And that's what I don't think people think about, because we're looking at, oh my God, defending his wife, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? You can listen very closely when people speak on this on different platforms. A lot of personal agendas are coming out, right? People are getting very passionate and getting upset because they're thinking about their own insecurities, or when their man didn't defend them, or when their wife stepped out on them. You got to be careful, because I can talk about this without any bias, because I'm talking from a professional perspective with some personal experiences. So you got to be careful. I've told my wife many times, be careful what you post, because I have a brand and people will take it. And I've taken stuff down after I wrote something up because I know there's somebody waiting and lurking. And you know what? Is that tough? Is unfair? Absolutely. But that's the life I chose. And that's
a lot of czars lurking.
It's a smaller level.
Hey, man.
So just keep that in mind. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, that's just my 2 cents on it. I just, Serena and Venus and the rest of the Williams family, that should have, and it was still a great night for them. But I just felt like that whole situation took away, man.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly, Dwight.
And also, big bro, let me ask everybody this, because y'all know how I am, Petty Hawk. We make things lighthearted. Chris Rock's strongest role was Pookie, while his is Muhammad Ali. We know Pookie ain't fighting Muhammad. Now I'm just playing.
Oh boy,
that was cool.
Gemini Man, all that stuff.
I do have a question though. So let's say it was real, and you know how you got to stick up for your wife. Now, I'm on Say's side where she broke.
Hey, does he sound like a robot to y'all?
Always.
Or is it just me?
No, I think it's you, Hawk.
It's just you. You got that 7-Eleven connection. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, shut up with your cricket phone, Michael from the wire. Shut up.
Watch out, man. But no, let's say it is right. She broke Will, and if Will don't stick up, no, hold on, bro. Let's say if Will don't stick up or say something when they get home, you know she gonna fry him. Just like, I'm not trying to be funny. Just like any other relationship, your wife.
What she gonna do?
If someone says something to your wife and you ain't say nothing, 9 times out of 10, she either gonna have an attitude when y'all get home or some shit gonna be said. So
But
how
that's
y'all think about that?
So that's marriage. If he didn't say nothing, look, at the end of the day, you know, I don't know if it was Blessed or somebody that said this, but truth be told, there are times when my wife shines, my children shine, and I shine. And I take a step back and allow my wife to shine. That's why I said it was a little, Jada was the motivating factor, which he felt she was, because he said, keep my wife's name out the mouth, right? So to me, that was selfish in the fact that he felt he needed to defend her, and he did it. That's fine. I don't debate that. But if he doesn't, and she goes home and she's slamming doors, and she's like, you know what, you didn't honor me, then he got to deal with that. And if a marriage is broken by that, then it was never meant to be in the first place. You can't avoid conflict.
No, that marriage was broken way before that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was already broken.
Exactly. That's my whole point, Czar. At the end of the day, if she got home and was like, how could you do that? You heard Chris talking about my head. You know what I'm going through. And he'd be like, he could have, because how many times, you don't have to be full disclosure. There's been times I didn't read the room correctly where I thought something was cool. And I realized, later on that night, on the ride back to the crib, I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that bothers you. Yeah, you over there talking.
Yeah,
you
laugh at something, and she's like, that wasn't funny. Yeah,
that's
a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what happened to him. He was laughing, and he looked over, and she won't laughing. But he went too far.
She was laughing at first, dog.
No, she wasn't.
And that was sick behavior right there.
He laughed, but
she was
laughing. No, if you looked at it, that eyelash was about to fall off when she rolled her eyes.
Yeah, she was. Hey, Zed, man, you taking every little shot you can at Jada. I'm telling you, man.
And I'm
going to Tupac coming out, bruh. Come on, man. Stop it. You a Vid, what's up, man?
Hey, yo, I'll just add two real quick. I don't know. I'm sorry, boss. When he talk about, I know I saw Shannon Sharp's response. I believe Shannon, because, Shannon is pretty consistent with that. But I've learned over the years of my life, I'm from the same neck of the woods, 757 as Hawk and Czar. And at the end of the day, I know how I think I will handle something. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, I know if I'm going to be disrespected, there's a dark side to me I've kept suppressed because of the times I'm no longer competing on the field. But at the end of the day, it's a tough balancing act. It's a tough balancing act because now if somebody hits you, most people I know are going to respond, but you can sit here and say, sometimes you caught off guard. Everybody can sit here and say what they would do. And it's just, to me, that Chris Rock, y'all could, it's a great discussion point. He was in a very difficult situation, bro.
Yes, he was. Yep.
And like a pro.
That's a fact, bro. He handled like a pro. Like, much respect for him. Cause man, that's a tough spot to be in. There's a lot of pride involved.
There's two kind of people, though.
If I was Chris Rock, I would have pressed charges on Will and Jada.
But it's two kind of people.
They got to do with this, man. Hey, yo, I'm muting you, man.
But Hawk, there's two kind of people that are responding to this particular subject. You got the people that's, like us saying, you know what, we give you props for that. You got the other side saying, I would knock his ass out.
But you know what? Those same people, hold on. So those same people who are coming at Will for hitting Chris, I don't know what got to echo. Those same people got to feel the same way about Chris, but not responding. Like, they got to, they should praise him. Man, who is echoing? Hey, yo, you got your Cricket Boost mobile phone, Michael?
He called somebody. It's off now. They stopped it.
Oh, it was sad. Oh.
Yeah, that rip rap roll phone.
Yeah, it's sad.
At least I'm out the hood, Kev. Can you make it out here?
I'm stuck in Duval County, man. Look,
I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Yeah, you stuck doing Russell Wilson hair, ain't you? Pause.
Oh,
we gonna keep
you
on
driving Russell Wilson around when he was signing his contract too.
Goddamn
kid.
right.
Is that true?
Goddamn right. Look, let me tell you something. I'm not going to take over the show, but
the only black man you'll accept, right?
I'm not. Look, he better than Lamar Jackson.
All right, so check this out. I can't get sidetracked. Hold on. Can't get sidetracked because I got like 5 minutes left for everybody. I got to record another podcast on a different platform, so I want to get the hands up. I see you got Ash, and then we got Darian, and the vid want to add something, but I got into like 6 because that's when I'm supposed to be recording on this other platform. So, respectfully, go ahead.
So I was just going to say, just at the last comment, that I've been looking from both sides, right? I used to have a messed up temper, right? But when you grow up or go into different, move up in the world or whatever, you got to know where that's a time and place for everything. You feel what I'm saying? So them two people are on the world's biggest stage. So for me, Will, I understand him protecting his wife and all this stuff, but you got to understand that it's all these eyes on you. You feel what I'm saying? So to me, Chris Rock was the bigger man. He might have wanted to hit him, but at the same time, he ain't gonna mess up his bag. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And you got to look at not the present. You got to look at the future consequences. So we sitting here a day later and saying Will won, but we don't know if it's even going to be any fallout for that, because you also got to understand most of the studios that's hiring these cats are white owned. You see what I'm saying? So we could keep it up and everything like that, but in the end of the day, I feel we all lost. You know what I mean? Because that's two brothers. You know what I mean? White people ain't doing that shit. Excuse my language. Asians ain't doing that. Jewish people ain't doing that. At the end of the day, it seems like it's always us. You know what I mean? And we perpetrate the stereotype and everything. I got echo in the back. I don't know who that is, but anyway, that's all I wanted to say. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, I 100%.
appreciate it.
Go ahead, one more thing. Hold up, one more thing, right quick. At the end of the day, I don't know if he really honored his wife because she's still going to be open to the ridicule. I think this situation just made it even more bigger, and I'll end off with that.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with everything that you guys are saying. I think it's honestly, it's nothing but the truth. And even if, Chris Rock was in the wrong, it's about what people are going to go ahead and talk about. Will has this immense responsibility on his shoulder, being a public figure, to, not, go out and act like that in public. That's where he went wrong. And I completely agree with that. And also, I don't know, I've seen a lot of people talk about, about Will and Jada's relationship. I don't really know what the true story is, obviously, because a lot of people say that, it was an open relationship and they both agreed to it. And then there's a lot of people who go ahead and say that, you can clearly see that Will was being manipulated into the situation. So I don't really know what the truth is. I haven't really read much into it, I suppose. But, I mean, you can tell, just the way that Will is. I think one of the speakers here mentioned that as well, that you can see that Jada kind of broke him. He comes from abusive background, is it? I'm not sure. But yeah, you can just tell that that's had some impact on him. And like I said, I just don't think that the way he dealt with it was okay in any way. It just wasn't, because, the first point is that you're representing a whole group of people who are out there supporting you to go out and do that. Why? Why would you do that? It was just done in really poor taste. And if I was Chris Rock, I would 100% press charges, 100%. Even though I think that he's the better person by not doing that. And that's great. Again, that all makes him look good.
And, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, it's his decision at the end of the day. If he doesn't want to press charges, that's his choice. But, I think in either of the situations, he goes ahead and looks like the bigger person. So even if Will did have a fair point of view, there's no way that you can really see through that, you know, because at the end of the day, what he did was just, it wasn't cool. It really wasn't cool.
No, I appreciate that. Darren, you got something last word, bro? 'Cause I got to get
all I'm gonna say is this: comedians are like a close-knit community, as of any art, you know what I'm saying, or any craft. They're all gonna stick up for each other. So if y'all think that, you know, Will goes to another event and somebody's not gonna try him, they're definitely gonna try him, and they're gonna see if he's gonna warrant that same response. That's why you can't react the way that you react, like you did last night, because now folks gonna try you. They see a weakness. It is what it is, especially if they're gonna try to stick up for Chris Rock. A lot of these comedians that's come up are looking up to him. So I think they're gonna try him again.
Yeah, they're gonna try him, but he gonna have to be the baby. Goddamn, you gotta be the baby. You gotta be ready to get. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, all jokes aside, man.
Actions have consequences.
Yeah, Will shouldn't have did that, man. Everybody stated a crime was committed in front of everybody's eyes, but it's Hollywood. Your privilege came into play, and yeah, man. But let me get up out of here. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. If you have it, make sure you follow the speakers, and we'll be doing this again soon.
Fuck Jada and her feelings.
Whoa, wait a minute.